My allergies are going to ruin this episode or make it better.
My cocaine habit is going to tear us apart.
Okay, you did research about one place where one SNL actor was famously known for doing one certain nose addiction.
All right, you're spoiling that I devoted an entire segment to Chris Kattan's house.
To the alley behind Chris Kattan's house.
That was meant as a big surprise to people. Everybody has been asking for years, when are you going to cover Chris Kattan?
What are you going to cover Abby Elliott?
Who's Abby Elliott?
She's Sugar in The Bear.
What does she have to do with Chris Kattan?
She was on SNL. Sorry.
She was on SNL?
Yeah.
Sugar.
I
saw her at the farmer's market once.
Did you really?
What are you talking about? Sugar was on Saturday.
Wait, Abby Elliott was on Saturday Night Live.
As a cast member?
Yes.
With Chris Kattan.
She was never that lucky.
Few were.
That's hollowed ground. That's like meeting Del Close.
Okay, here's my SNL Dreamcast. Chris Kattan, Chevy Chase, Horatio Sands, Larry David at his worst, and Sugar.
Will Smith now.
Yeah. Okay, so we're picking people who were never on Saturday Night Live. Jaden Smith, then. Jaden Smith. If I have to pick a Smith. Wow.
Suge Knight.
I didn't know that about Sugar.
Yeah, she was on SNL. She's also, do you know that she's Chris Elliott's daughter? Therefore, she's...
What are you talking about?
She's also, that means she's what...
Oh, by the way, Willis is also... No, the guy who is addressing Willis is also on my Saturday Night.
Yeah, not Willis, but the guy that he's talking to, the old guy.
Yeah, we are the Royal Willis.
That means her grandpa is Bob Elliott from Bob and Ray.
Okay, I feel like we might have talked about this before, and it's still shocking to me.
Yeah.
Wait, so then how does Rob Schneider's daughter... Because she's also...
Schneider?
She's my musical guest every week on Saturday Night Live.
Wait.
The Dream.
Yeah,
the dream season. The season of dreams.
And this season, they're going to put Don Pardo on air.
Now. They're going to hold up a microphone to his dirt patch that he's buried under. So anyway, that had nothing to do with anything except that this is a podcast where someone from Saturday Night Live is going to come up eventually in this episode, but you decide which one.
Yeah, figure it out.
Is it going to be Rita Rudner?
Was Rita Rudner on SNL?
Yeah, she was in the original cast, wasn't she? Wait.
No.
Rita Rudner.
I think you're thinking of somebody else.
Am I thinking of Dan Aykroyd again?
You're thinking of Dan Aykroyd. It's not Rita. Who the hell's her name, though?
Rita Rudner. There's Lorraine Newman and Rita Rudner, wasn't it?
No, it's, oh my God, what's her name?
Rita Rudner.
Rita Rudner. Gene Wilder's wife.
Rita Rudner.
Rita Rudner.
I think you're thinking of Rita. Anyway, while Greg goes down the Rita Rudner rabbit hole, rabbit roll. This is L.A. Meekly, let's just say it, the city's only LA history podcast that doesn't interview the mayor and releases episodes that are more often than once every 3 years. Let me just qualify this a little bit more. And also is hosted by two, how would you describe us? Idiots?
Buffoons. I think that's a much better one.
Oh, unqualified buffoons.
Yeah.
That's the term you're looking for. Did you go to RitaRudner.com yet?
I went
Gilda Radner?
Thank you, Gilda Radner.
I don't know why that. Well, then when was Rita Rudner on Saturday Night Live?
I don't think that she was.
Well, then Sugar Bear wasn't on it either. Okay.
We're taking all the women off.
You take one for me, I take one from you.
Gilda Radner, damn it. Buffoons, unqualified buffoons, ugly.
Please look up if Rita Rudner was on Saturday Night Live, and I'll come up with more adjectives for what this show is. Informative, thoroughly researched, hilariously attempted.
She was on a show with Elaine May. Elaine May's on Hacks? What?
Oh my God. There's too many hot TV shows you're dropping a lot of bombshells.
She was never on SNL.
All right. I don't know who she is.
Yeah.
I'll admit it. All women on Saturday Night Live look the same to me. Okay. Who is she? Sarah Sherman?
Who is she? Chris Kattan? Christina Kattan?
Yeah. All those women on Saturday Night Live, I get them mixed up. Chris Kattan and the rest of them. So this is Daniel Zaffron.
This is Craig Gonzalez.
And featuring.
Is that what you were pausing for?
Yeah, I was waiting for Don Pardo to show up. And featuring cast members who you thought were once on the show.
John Kent. Wait, no. No? That's Don Pardo figuring it.
Steve. No.
What? Are you sure? Look again.
Alec, but no. So again, all right, we already explained this is the world's best LA history podcast. Yeah. This is America's favorite LA history podcast. America's favorite city.
America's favorite city.
Especially in let's just call it the flyover states.
Yeah. Currently not underwater, but we'll see. Recorded in the stuffiest apartment in the valley.
It's a little stuffy right now because there was a brandy and leather candle a burning. And it got a little stuffy. I mean, the windows can't be open because I want you to smell my smell. You need to know my natural musk for us to really get in the mood.
I kept saying the word marinate. Now you're making me marinate.
Well, this is a lot like what I assume is in the movie Together, which is coming out in a few days.
Yeah.
Or no, it might be out already.
Yeah, we're officially sponsored by Together.
Yeah, this episode brought to you by Together, starring Chris Kattan and Chris Kattan. Chris Kattan. So, all right. So before we get into this episode, let's talk about something we did in the month of last, which is July. This is August 1st.
Yes.
So what did you do in the last month, Greg? And I know yours is a little sad. It's R.I.P. Chris Kattan.
R.I.P. You were alive for much longer than we thought you'd be.
I don't know. I can't live without you. Yeah, you made it much longer than the vet gave you a life expectancy for.
When you step into the role of Mango, you're going to chip away years off your life.
I would love the weasel to meet Mango. And that's also part of my dream SNL.
Like in a pit where only one can come out.
So tell me, Greg, what did you do in July?
I'm going to take this space to talk about our funeral procession of happening to old LA places that we never thought would close down.
Yeah, it's like losing Chris Kattan. It's like wow, Ozzy Osbourne died.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan died.
Yeah, racist Hulk Hogan died.
R.I.P.
Yeah,
it should have been Chris Kattan.
It should have.
But
at least we have Chuck Mangione still.
What? Greg, check the text I just sent you. But yeah, it almost feels like that of like we're getting older, so all the people we knew when we were younger, Hulk Hogan, and Chuck Mangione, they're all dying. But like these are businesses that don't have organs, like they shouldn't be dying.
No,
they are.
They are. Especially, I keep having the revelation over and over that like
anything could go.
Anything could go. Your reputation does not save you. We're losing Cole's French dip since 1906.
Which coming from you, a renowned Philippe man, a Philippe.
Go ahead.
Philophile.
A philophile, yeah.
For you to even, because I have always maintained Cole's was the better of the two.
If we're talking sandwiches,
I think the sandwich at Cole's is better than Philippe's.
Sure.
I think Philippe's has better mustard. Both vibes are different. You can't compare them. Well, you can't.
This is your obituary? You're saying this in front of all the family members of Cole's?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I've been hired by the Philippe family to humiliate Cole one last time.
Yeah, Cole's is closed. And like Cole's is just a great dinner spot. It's a great hangout. The vibes were immaculate.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to sit here and say which was better, Philippe's which was better. But it's Philippe's is a good lunch.
I can edit that.
Philippe's is a good lunchtime sandwich. Cole's is a great dinner sandwich.
It's a nighttime place.
It was
a nighttime place. Now it is in the ultimate night. The long night.
The long night. Yeah, the long forever. It really stings. I love Cole's very much.
But then there was a place even closer to your heart.
Los Burritos on Sunset in Echo Park.
Which we just found about, yesterday of this recording?
And I drove by today and it's all boarded up, which no notice.
Really? Yeah, it happened that quick? Because I literally 2 weeks ago, I was saying to you, what are the places in Echo Park that I liked? And you said Los Burritos.
Yeah.
That's really upsetting.
It's very upsetting.
Because these smaller places that aren't as renowned, not quite as old, but still really old as like a Cole's or whatever, or Papa Cristo's, there's still these important mom and pop local places that this happened to me a long time ago. I lost nachos.
You lost nachos, yeah.
R.I.P. It's been a decade now. I'm still not over it, but these local places just can't cut it when
white people move in. They can't cut it.
Wow.
My favorite bean and cheese burrito since I was a child was there. I set all bean and cheese burritos against that one. It was a little shack.
It was your nachos.
It was my nachos. Yeah, it was my nachos. I loved it dearly. And it's gone. So is House of Spirits. So is Patra's. So is, 1,000 other places in Echo Park. It's all completely changed now. And heartbreaking loss for me. 2 heartbreaking losses.
And how do we fix this problem, Greg?
I think that
it communists?
Please say it's communist. I already wrote it on a billboard.
Please, I need an easy group I could target.
Something that fits on a poster board.
I mean, honestly,
bourgeois is too long. I don't know how to spell it.
Can we shorten it to commie?
Yeah.
Honestly, what do you think is going on? Because from what I can gather, this is all just greedy landlord stuff.
I think I want to always point to greedy landlords hiking up rent for no reason.
I mean, people, I don't know. I don't even who can you blame other than landlords? Can the government really? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who to blame for. I'm You blame gentrification all you want, but right behind that is greedy landlords hiking up the prices. There's also the state of California, which is an incredibly expensive state to live in. So like business taxes and all of that. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
I honestly have no idea. Like people seem to all know who to blame for everything, and it always seems to be one council member or another. But like I don't know who could stop this other than just like reel in landlords, which I guess you can't. But like nobody
wants to because they're all landlords.
Yeah, exactly. Like the people, I don't know.
They're all real estate owners.
The people who I feel like are calling for the heads of certain council members think that, I don't know. I feel like they're mad at them for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Like you need to be mad at landlords, period. Mm-hmm. And I don't know.
I also don't know.
And also restaurants, even successful ones, don't last forever. So some of it could just be that. Like maybe the kids didn't want to take it over or whatever, and no one wanted to buy it.
Sure.
That could be a factor in some of these places. But like, I don't know.
It's when a place is like absolutely abandoned. Kohl's was never empty. Los Burritos, every time I went, there was always people right behind me,
Well, but then there's also like, I feel like some places want to close to make a point. Sure. Like that's kind of what the Langers guy was saying of like, when I die, I don't want this restaurant to keep going because MacArthur Park is scary. And also like with the In-N-Out lady of like, I'm getting out of California because it smells like liberals.
Oh my God. But it's what a disgrace she is.
That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing for Los Angeles.
Yeah, that we took a hit. Yeah. A hard hit there.
Yeah, for like all of us to constantly be defending In-N-Out and then for her to just be like, you guys are gross. I'm going to a really nice state, Tennessee.
I saw a homeless person from my private jet and I almost threw up. The richest person.
And he was eating one of my hamburgers. I don't know.
God bless. God bless.
316.
Yeah, 316.
God bless this milkshake. I don't know. I have no idea like why it keeps happening.
No, I don't.
And also things are, I think a big part of it is that food has become so much more expensive because Donald Trump has made things more expensive. Yeah. But I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know.
And it sucks. It's sad.
Yeah.
The best way, I guess, go to these places while you still can.
Well, we're all struggling to afford anything
exactly.
now. So.
That's another thing. People can't afford to eat out as much.
Yeah.
But speaking of people being afford to eat out as much, you want to hear what I did in the last month?
Yeah, what'd you eat?
And this is something you were privy to. This happened, it was shortly after the last recording.
Okay.
Greg, there's some places where you just have to sit around and gather around you your beloved Ohana.
Oh my God. Okay.
And there's one place in particular in Los Angeles where if you are a Ohana man like I am, you gotta go to King's Hawaiian Restaurant.
When you're at King's Hawaiian, you're Ohana. Did we make that joke on Candy Sandy?
I think we did. But it also, there is a sign like on the wall. I sent you a picture. First I sent you a picture of, because I went there after I was like, I'm going there and I bet you Stitch is going to be there. Because as followers of the lore know, I have gotten big into Lilo and Stitch since I saw the live action.
Has not stopped talking about it since the last episode.
How could I?
I'm a changed man.
There's so much Stitch news coming out each week.
You're like Bob Dylan after you heard Woody Guthrie. This is your new identity.
Now I'm going around doing like pretending to be Stitch, which I mean that's not wrong.
Well, what was different? Pretending to be Stitch so you calm down by
3%. Stitch is my centering activity. It's like if you're having a panic attack, notice like 5 things around you. I just go into Stitch mode. But I went there. I took a picture with the cardboard cutout of Stitch, who I told you Stitch was going to be there.
You did. But you did not bring it. It was there.
It says I did bring my own, but it made me leave it outside. It was actually Angel. But there's a thing on the wall about Ohana. But anyway,
yes,
the restaurant itself was the main attraction. Well, I mean, Stitch was the main attraction.
Yeah, come on.
But you've been there, right? Uh-huh. The restaurant is so good.
Yeah.
Like the food, and this is a place you want to go to before it's too late.
Yes.
Although they kind of have their own side. I guess the restaurant is the side business.
Yeah, the restaurant is the side. The bakery is what's keeping everything else afloat.
But the food was so good.
It is.
It's a Hawaiian restaurant for those who don't know. King's Hawaiian bread are these like sweet rolls, and they give you them at the restaurant. But it was Moco Loco or Loco Moco. I don't remember. And you're gonna say something about boogers. It's not boogers that we ate.
What a Stitch move that is.
And then, I mean, Stitch does have some Loco Mocos. I saw them. And then it was orange chicken chicken, but it was passion fruit flavored orange chicken. And the food was really good and really affordable. It's in Torrance, by the way.
Yeah, it's in Torrance. I think it's on Torrance Boulevard, I think. Or there might be two.
It's an intersection of Lilo and Stitch. But the food was so affordable. Like, we're talking about how expensive it is to eat out. Like, this was like 2019 prices, and you got a lot of food, and it was really good. The bakery was great.
The bakery is
great. They have a whole like pastry. We got slices of pie.
Yeah.
And then they have also pre-made like the rolls. They have like pineapple cinnamon cake. They have all like cookie. Like it's a really special place.
It is. If you get a burger or a hot dog, it comes on the sweet Hawaiian rolls. Yeah, it's one of my favorite places.
And also, I peeked into the kitchen.
Yeah.
And there was this little blue guy he was going a little wild back there. I don't know.
It was Papa Smurf. It was Smurfette.
Oh, it was played by Rihanna. You know, did you hear that?
Did you hear about
Rihanna
that?
is Smurfette? Did you hear?
I thought it was Diana Ross. What?
Rihanna Ross?
Right,
Rihanna Doss.
Yeah, that's how Scooby says her name.
But yeah, King's Hawaiian, I recommend going there.
Yes, I agree.
It is a very great place, and you will not leave unohana'd.
I want them to have a POV of what Stitch sees, and it's exactly the way Predator sees stuff. Like, boom, 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 and there's like heat signatures. But then he's like, oh, Hana family. Or whatever stupid stuff he says.
Greg, it's not stupid when he says,
remember?
It's not stupid when he says Ohana, Greg. Okay.
Him and Paddington should be in an Odd Couple movie.
You know, Greg, do you even realize how much money I would pay to watch that? Like a stage show.
Oh, a stage show?
Yeah. I don't even I want like a Broadway production of The Odd Couple starring Paddington Brown, aka Paddington Brown, nay Bear, and Stitch. That would be so wonderful.
Yeah, that would be great. I'd really like that.
Must you really put up?
Oh, bother. Oh, that's the other one. That's the other bear.
That's the other bear. No, that's their neighbor downstairs. He comes.
The neighbor on one end is Winnie, and the neighbor on the other side is Animal, the Muppet.
No, that's a whole other production you can put on. Let's not burn that.
My $1 million idea, which is two franchises mashed together, which will never work, is Muppets versus Gremlins. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
And they kill the one human right away.
Put Stitch in it, and I'm sold. You got yourself a movie if you put Stitch in it.
Muppets versus Gremlins. No matter who wins, Stitch loses.
No matter who wins, Stitch will always be funny to do an impression of a.
He's just walking with a big cigar like he's George Burns.
Well, okay, that's enough Stitch talk. Okay. Stitch might show up. Did you hear what Stitch did at the Chateau Marmont? So, Hunter means 8 ball. So let's talk about what this episode is.
Yes.
It is August. We are still pretty much. I mean, I know kids start school in 12 hours or something, but summer vacation is still on.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are traveling.
Yeah, there are a lot of travelers coming to Los Angeles area.
There's a lot of pilgrims are coming to make their Mecca to King's Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Let's take a picture with that cardboard cutout. But people are coming
Stitch didn't land on us.
Stitch did not land on Plymouth Rock. Stitch landed on us. But people are coming to LA, and where are they staying while they're in LA? Airbnbs, illegal Airbnbs in the RV that they drove here in
MacArthur Park, because they didn't do research good enough. They just did distance between Hollywood and downtown. I said it sounded good.
Hey, you better get to Langer's before that guy dies, because they'll close up shop real quick. It's in his will. So people stay in hotels in Los Angeles. So,
hotels, motels, Holiday Inns.
So we are going to talk about the history of, because LA has some significant hotels, some that aren't here anymore, some that aren't functional anymore.
Rip.
But they all have bed bugs. So we're going to discuss 3 of LA. 2 of them are definitely the biggest, and one is a smaller one, but it's described in a perfect way in the story that I'm going to get to.
And fans of Columbo might recognize it from, I don't remember what episode, but it's a very Columbo spot. Dear John's is a very Columbo spot.
Really? He went to Dear John's?
I can see him
Wait, was Columbo on Saturday Night Live?
And featuring, and he was so bad at yes ending, because he always be like, oh, and one more thing, and people are like, oh, the sketch is over.
It was a brand new improv type, which is something they famously do on Saturday Night Live. I guess I'll start because my first one is kind of small.
Yeah.
And the second one is big. So I'm going to get us started in our first, and this is I'll get into it later. I like talking about hotels.
You do.
I like hotels.
You do like hotels.
You like hotels? You like being in hotels?
I very much like hotels. I miss them. I've been staying at Airbnbs so frequently within the last several years. I miss hotels. The little pillow with the little mint on it. There's a camera.
Okay, so it's a camera in the toilet.
Yeah.
You haven't been in a hotel in 30 years if you think there's still a mint on the pillow.
There's like these twins in a hallway.
Those elevators are filled with blood, and I like that.
A bear is doing something to a butler. I'm like, is that room service? Is that on the menu?
I'll have what he's having.
The elevator, is there a liquid elevator too? What's the solid elevator?
Is this one only meant for staff? Is this like going to the kitchen or something?
It's a freight elevator.
So we're going to talk about my first one. You've heard of Snow White and the Huntsman.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready to hear about a neighborhood so white and the Sportsmen's Lodge.
Good. This is good for us.
So let's just say I'm going to be talking first about the Sportsmen's Lodge.
Oh, that's what you were getting at.
You need another 3 lines of riddle for me to get there. The Sportsmen's Lodge in Studio City. Mm-hmm. You're familiar with this hotel.
My cousin got married there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're part of the story.
Yeah. You spell my name right? It's 2 Z's.
Yeah, you're Columbo, right?
Oh, and one more shoe.
Yes, and one more and.
Columbo, let it go.
So to begin this story, we have to fade in just northwest of a sleepy pre-Pueblo town. Welcome to the Valley, Greg.
No, everyone's karate kidding.
Yeah,
Are you karate kidding me?
You karate be kidding me? That's what it says when you drive into the valley. It's like in Brooklyn when you're leaving, it says forget about it. When you drive into the valley, it says you karate be kidding me. Along what Tom Petty now knows as Ventura Boulevard, there used to be many natural springs like how Los Encinos, aka the Duck Pond is. So a lot of that was around that whole basically stretch of Ventura, what is now Ventura, cutting through the valley. This is why the area was populated by the Quiche, and also why the Spanish decided to take it and use that path as the El Camino Royale. So we know this. This is canon.
If you listen to this podcast, you know the exact route of El Camino Real.
Yeah, if you've been a loyal listener for years, we have covered every inch. It's like the Star Wars Minute podcast. Mm-hmm. We go through every inch. Every episode is a different inch of the 101 freeway.
Yeah.
So a particularly big one of these natural springs used to exist between what Tom Petty now knows as Coldwater and Laurel Canyon. So it was basically like a huge lake there. Cut to a slightly less sleepy, slightly less Pueblo town, and by the late 1800s, this stretch of land in the valley is owned by Isaac Lankershim, and starting in the 1880s, this big natural spring was used as a local fishing spot for people to catch trout.
Whoa, trout?
Trout.
Way out here in the boonies?
Yeah, this is trout country.
Correct. Don't pull over.
Lock your doors.
Lock your doors.
This is trout country. So this land was sold in 1909 to old, hated by everyone himself, Harry Chandler.
Oh my God.
Along with a ton of other land in the valley as part of his preparation for the arrival of the LA Aqueduct, which, when it opened in 1913 and Chandler no longer needed this land, was sold to 2 actors and brothers named Wallace and Noah Beery, who opened
Wally Beery?
You know these people?
I know Wally Beery.
Really? What do you know him from? Is he on that stage production of...
He's on a stage production of that 70s show.
Paddington and Stitch? Yeah.
Wally Beery, I think, was a pilot he took off from Grand Central Air Terminal. I know
and he's an actor? A pilot and an actor?
Well,
Greg, when does he have the time?
He started as Han Solo?
So these 2 opened up this lake as a public fishing hole and a bait and tackle shop that they called the Hollywood Trout Farm.
Oh, okay.
So that's what this was. It had flowers. There were redwood trees. And you could just come relax and fish and bite into the boniest of fish, a trout.
And you're talking about the valley, like San Fernando Valley.
Yeah. Okay. Redwood Forest.
Heard of it?
What used to be the Redwood Forest. There's still actually a lot of redwood trees in that area and around that part. It's kind of weird.
All right.
Well, you don't believe me?
No,
I swear to God, I will show you a redwood tree right now.
Let's go on the patio right now.
Zip. But as the aqueducts started bringing water into the valley became less reliant on the natural springs.
Okay.
So these started getting paved over as the land became more desirable and then more developed. And by the 1920s, what was left of these natural lakes and ponds were now
unnatural springs. Go ahead.
Welcome to Unnatural
Springs.
It was a family farm where we make unnatural springs and we catch mutant fish in here. They were now man-made lakes and ponds being populated manually with trout for people to come fish. Robotic trout.
I was just going to say like
trout bots.
Don't they like shoot tigers before they hunt them, so it makes it easier to hunt them or something?
Maybe in the most dangerous game clubs that you go to like you're on the Epstein list, right?
Yeah, not to contact. Do not contact.
Not an ally. Okay, double circled. That means I'm bad. Bad to them, which means good to
normal people. Yeah. It's a backwards thing. To be standing at the edge of a watering, like a place to fish, and you watch people throw trout into a man-made lake just so you can catch it, is what I'm trying to get at.
That's what they do, like at Lake Balboa, like all of these.
I guess you're right.
Echo Park Lake.
Yeah,
if they don't get churned up by the pedal goose. So in 1939, the brothers cashed out and sold it to a group called Trout Lakes and Lodge Limited.
My favorite law firm.
One of them, he may not be human. That's the surprise for you to find out. Who then rechristened this as just Trout Lakes. But what about that lodge?
Yeah, what about the lodge?
That part of the plan seemed to have fell through, as did all of the plans for this owner, because it was sold again in 1945 to the Harlick family, who added onto the Trout Lake a banquet hall and a 30-seat restaurant, and officially reopened this new complex on December 31st, 1946 as the Sportsmen's Lodge.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Here's a trout.
Oh, no, I'm already breaking my New Year's resolution.
Yeah, I promise no more trout in 1947. I had just had so much trout last year. This was at 12825 Ventura at Coldwater, so it's right at that intersection. And the restaurant was a big deal. It was a high-class establishment, making it one of the first fine dining restaurants in the valley.
Fine dining.
It had a French vibe inside, but the most important thing, in my opinion, is that you could go out to the lake, catch a trout, bring it to the restaurant. They cook it for you. They cook your trout.
They cook your trout. You don't have to drag that George Foreman, which they didn't know what it was in 1947.
Back then, it was a Joe Louis grill.
You have to drag it with you every watering hole you go to.
I'm going fishing. Yeah. Don't forget your Joe Louis grill. So they stopped doing that in the 50s because of health code stuff. But what a ride while it lasted.
Yeah.
That's a great thing.
Oh, yeah,
like
for sure.
A restaurant. There was a place.
You catch a marmot, you bring it inside, they cook it for you.
I brought this raccoon. I ran over this squirrel. What can you do with it? There was a place in Virginia, I think it was, when my sister was going to school there. And you could, on a certain day of the week, you could bring your own banana, and they make you a banana split with it. I love when places do that. And there are
chimps eat free.
Well, every day of the week, they bring their own banana. That's why they had to limit it to one day a week. But I love places where you can like bring your own whatever. And there's so few of those places because of lawsuits.
Oh my God.
Thanks a lot, government.
Oh, great. I put some
commies.
I put razor blades in my banana. Now I can't sue anybody.
Here, I brought my own. Now, because of when it was built, where it was built, and what it was, this restaurant instantly became a big Hollywood hotspot. Mm-hmm. It was right by the glory days of Republic Studios, Universal Studios, and the RKO Ranch. So all the stars from all the movies being filmed there would head to this restaurant when they got sick of the Smokehouse, which opened that same year.
Oh, God, yeah.
You had your John Wayne, Betty Davis, Roy Rogers, Gene Autry, Clark Gable, Carol Lombard, Spencer Tracy, Bogart and Bacall, Katharine Hepburn, Lena Horne, Doris Day. Then came your Marlon Brando. New Hollywood's here. Charlton Heston, the face of New Hollywood. Then came your Tom Selleck, the face of post-New Hollywood. An ambassador of Hollywood himself, Sylvester Stallone, would eat there.
Sly Stone is there?
Anybody who made a movie in the Valley between 1946 and basically the 90s most likely ate at this restaurant at least once. So the restaurant was a big celeb hotspot, but it was also a restaurant that local nobodies frequented as well. And even more so than the restaurant, these nobodies like you, Greg, made good use of the banquet hall.
Somebodies, real somebodies.
Yeah, nobodies. For that part of the Valley, this was the place to have your wedding, your prom, your bar or bat mitzvah throughout the 50s, 60s, 70s, and even into the 80s, because there were not many other venues as big or as nice as this one around. So that was kind of like, we're getting married, go to the
Sportsman
Lodge. Trout hole, the Troutman hole.
Yeah.
But even celebrities held events there. This was where Ronald and Nancy Reagan had their wedding reception. Wait, what's wrong with them? The actor?
The actor.
You're booing the actor? There were also supposedly performances there from the Beach Boys,
Whoa.
Willie Nelson, and Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Whoa, one show?
So, yeah, it was,
Superband?
It was the original Coachella. So it was a community place, but also with a ton of celebrities around, because celebrities were and continue to be part of the community in that part of the valley. So they were there too. But hey, I've been talking for presumably 30 minutes already about the Sportsman's Lodge.
I'll go there right now.
And I've talked a lot about eating trout and having bar mitzvahs. Where's the lodge part of this in this hotel-based episode?
Idiot.
It wasn't until deep into this place's history in 1962 that the hotel finally opened.
Whoa.
It had 190 rooms, an Olympic-sized swimming pool, and was very 60s modern. It was the 60s.
Yeah. It's one of those places that you would see a lot in 60s, 70s LA movies.
We'll get into that.
Okay.
Save that wonderful addition till later.
I feel like if it wasn't in Hartford, it's got to be in the Drowning Pool, but we'll get there when we get there.
When it opened, it was the only first-class luxury hotel in the valley.
Wow.
And to really hammer that point home, they filled the lake with swans, which became their emblem.
Swans?
That's why they filled it with swans down cake mix. It was a big prank. And honestly, there's really only two things interesting about the hotel itself. The first is that there was an urban legend for years in the valley that this was where RFK stayed the night before he was killed. That is not true, but this was where RFK wanted to hold the event he was killed at. But the event
Sirhan would have never been let into this place.
He couldn't have made it through traffic.
No, he's in a Koreatown.
He was still trying to find his car. Their space wasn't big enough for what he was looking for, so that's why
I can't get murdered here.
Yeah, I need a bigger splatter.
Yeah.
That's why one of the worst events in American history didn't happen there.
It's only logical that he stayed at the Ambassador, right? It's like kind of makes sense that.
That's kind of like, well, but then it's kind of like, when we would do stand-up comedy, we didn't really want to eat where we were performing.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So it's like,
don't stand up where you eat.
I don't defecate where I get assassinated. I defecate when I get assassinated. The second interesting thing about this hotel is that in 1964, this was the first hotel in the valley to unionize.
Whoa.
And one of the first in all of LA to do so.
Wow. Great.
And that actually had a ripple effect throughout the entire valley. After they unionized, the Universal City Sheraton also unionized.
Hell yeah.
After they unionized, it inspired several other businesses, not just hotels around the valley, to form unions.
Wow.
Eventually, the valley would kind of become a union town with hundreds of thousands of workers who were card-carrying union members thanks to the efforts of the Hotel Employees and Restaurant Employees International Union organizing at the Sportsman's Lodge.
Wow.
So while this wasn't the most luxurious hotel in town, it was the most luxurious hotel in the valley for a while. It was the working luxury man's hotel, which is why the Hollywood Reporter, this is what the best way to describe, I heard, refer to it as the character actor of hotels.
That's perfect.
That's exactly how it is. Which you could extend to the whole valley as the character actor of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Where the
Bob Hoskins.
Oh God, I was thinking of
the Harry Dean Stanton.
The guy who gets murdered by Anthony Hopkins
what, in Silence of the Lambs?
Anthony Perkins, not Anthony Hopkins.
Oh my God, I just saw him in a movie.
We're the guy who gets murdered by Anthony Hopkins. Not Anthony Hopkins. I keep saying Anthony Hopkins.
Perkins. His name is
all Anthonys are killers.
Let me get this guy's name because it's important that we say
Arbogast.
I saw him in a movie and I almost texted. Oh, Martin Balsam. Thank you.
The valley is the Martin Balsam to the Robert Redford that is the rest of Los Angeles. And you know what? We like it that way. A little frumpy, few moles. Our suits just can't seem to get unwrinkled. That's the valley.
Yeah.
Karate Kid about it or whatever. Karate be kidding me.
I just saw him in Tora. I'm like, yeah, anyways, go ahead.
Balsam. And a character it was. It has been in tons of movies and TV shows, this hotel.
Yes.
Columbo, of course. It was in The Office.
Okay.
Modern Family.
Great.
The Fugitive.
Cool.
TV version.
Oh. No.
Parks and Rec.
Okay.
CSI. Reno 911.
Cool.
Desperate Housewives. And who can forget it in I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. The third character is Chuck, Larry, and Hotel.
The implied character.
Chuck, Larry, a Trout, and Sportsman's Lodge. So the Harlick family sold the facilities in 1975, but retained ownership of the land. But it was sold again in 1990 and totally remodeled away from its Fantastic Four 1960s aesthetic to more of a mountain lodge sort of thing. The new owners also added a second restaurant and 7 more banquet halls.
Whoa.
But even so, by the mid-90s, it was kind of falling out of favor with the general public. And there were talks in 1995 to demolish it and turn it into a giant Best Buy.
Oh my God. Why are people like this?
Should have been a Circuit City, a store that'll last.
A sustainable store.
Yeah. It could have been the world's biggest Radio Shack. To this day, Radio Shack would never have gone under if the Sportsman Lodge had
Radio Temple. This is no Shack
Radio
no more.
Shack.
Yeah.
Radio Palace. So nobody wanted it to be a Best Buy. In 2009, there were plans to revamp it as something called Sportsman's Landing, which would a flying fish would be called that, which would basically have been what it is today that I'll get into soon, only with a hotel that was actually open. This fell through due to legal complications, and then in 2017, the landed property was bought by Midwood Investment and Development, who set it on the path it's on today, which was defined by 2 things. The first was cough, cough. It's COVID.
Oh, no. Right. Oh,
like many hotels around the world in 2020, the Sportsman's Lodge ceased operations and in July 2020 joined Project Roomkey, which along with other hotels around town provided housing for unhoused people during the lockdown. When Project Roomkey wound down a couple of years later, the people that had been living in the Sportsman's Lodge begged to be allowed to stay for longer until more permanent housing could be arranged. And the city responded by telling them their hot water will be shut off in 4 days. And they had to leave in 9 days.
Right.
And those were the last residents in the hotel.
Wow,
really? The people who were there for Project Roomkey. And it's been empty for 3 years now, which apparently is preferable than letting people who are sleeping on the streets stay there. What is actually being used is the area where the ballroom and restaurants were. That was all demolished along with what remained of the water features to reopen in 2021 as the shops at Sportsman's Lodge. Which it sucks that a piece of Valley history was lost in that way, but it is a really nice outdoor mini mall that the community does use a lot, as opposed to an old restaurant and ballroom that had kind of fallen by the wayside.
Sure.
As of a year ago, there were plans to demolish the hotel itself and turn them into the residences at Sportsman's Lodge, which would be 520 units of housing, including 78 low-income units, as well as 46,000 square feet of retail space and a revamped pedestrian walkway along the LA River right behind it.
That's very nice.
I say as of a year ago because this whole project has been bogged down by opposition from the Studio City Residents Association, who complain that the new building is too tall, which it would be the tallest building in the area, but that's not saying much. The Hotel Workers Union, who want to retain the building for its significance to union history, and by Erewhon, who seem to be in some legal dispute with the entire company over who gets to use the parking lot. So there's an Erewhon in the mini shopping mall there.
Yeah.
I don't typically side with developers on anything, but turning the building into a pretty big housing complex in an area that badly needs it sounds like the best of the given options, considering it's literally been an empty building for 3 years now.
I agree.
So like do something with it. And really, most of the nostalgia with this place was tied to the restaurant and the banquet hall, which we already lost and had fallen in people's esteem before the 21st century even hit. So hopefully the Sportsman's Lodge can retain some sense of its history moving forward, but its reputation as a gathering place for locals and celebrities does continue today. Only now, instead of John Wayne and Clark Gable, it's me and a $10 slice of pie. So when they had that Mrs. Maisel Day a long time ago,
right, yeah.
They had like, if you get here and line up, you can stay at the Sportsman's Lodge for like $40. So we did that. We got to stay there. And it was a big hotel, but like the hotel had, it didn't feel like, wow, the 60s. Like it was just another hotel. But the shops
there's 60s bed bugs.
Wow, this bed bug's 60 years old. It has a cane. It's a gray bug at this point. But the shop area is really nice. Like it's really like most of the stuff it's all gentrified, of course. It's expensive, but like it's used by the community a lot. There's a lot of celebrities that I saw Mandy Moore there.
Yeah.
I'll hold for applause.
Hey,
Melissa saw Honora there.
Oh, sure.
Mikey Madsen was there.
2 MMs.
That's true. I also saw Mickey Mouse there.
I saw Mickey Mantle there. I saw Marilyn Manson there.
I saw Marilyn Monroe. It's a good place. It serves the community well. And I think, it sucks that the building was lost, but like it's being used.
Yeah.
It's creating new history, which, it's one thing if it had been demolished of like Kohl's or something where like this was a public restaurant. It was a restaurant that anyone could go to, but like it was more of, fancy. I don't know.
I know what you're saying.
It's being used well by the community, and it's a shame that the hotel itself isn't anymore.
Yeah, totally understandable. I sometimes wish that California Adventure would replicate places, everything that we lost.
We need like a Lost Adventure Land or the Island of Lost
the restaurants.
Yeah. I would love that.
Oh yeah,
if like all these places they were just like how they have like the park in Russia where it's like old Soviet statues like that, just like a government subsidized like all the restaurants can retire here.
Yeah,
they're going to operate in a farm upstate.
Yeah. Don't worry, Coconut Grove's going to be safe. We're taking it to a better, or the Brown Derby's going to a better place. Yeah, the Brown Derby, don't worry, we're lifting it off the ground and taking it to a new spot.
And it's also on the island where all the dinosaurs from Jurassic World are. Have you been to the new Sportsman's Lodge area?
I have not been.
We should go. It's really nice.
Okay,
it's expensive as hell.
Okay,
but it's really nice.
I love when people say that because it means that they're going to pay. They're going to take care of it. So I'd love to go.
This is covered by you.
Yeah, this is covered by you.
You'll cover it. Don't worry.
Petty cash. Don't worry, petty cash.
It's okay. I know a place we can rob along the way. All right. So Greg, tell us about, because that one was not so much hotel focused. It was more the sort of what's offered by the hotel focus. So let's focus on an actual hotel now, like a real hotel.
Oh, like where people stay. Oh, well, okay. Across the street from the Grauman's Chinese Theater, one of the, if not the most iconic movie theaters in the world, is an oasis of luxury on the normally repugnant Hollywood Boulevard. The Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel is a truly historic old Hollywood hotspot that still operates in that tradition.
I was positive you were going to say Hooters. An oasis. An oasis of pleasure. And a cesspool of Hollywood.
Any nasty thing you can imagine happens here. Sometimes they dunk those wings in honey mustard. No kink shaming here. If you want to get a Miller Lite, you can do it. No questions asked. Located on the corner of Hollywood Boulevard and Orange Drive, the Roosevelt is a towering hotel of glamour. This hotel was made by the Hollywood system for stars to be seen at, and be seen at they did, or I don't know. And even some after they died.
Oh, Greg, it's August.
One of the little rascals is floating face down in the pool and the bubble stopped. That's what I mean by that. There's no ghost. There's just a dead little rascal there.
Is there really?
No.
Still?
No. Yeah, he's still there. I think it's...
Someone should fish him out eventually. I think it might be Spanky.
I think it's Spanky. Yeah, there's...
it's Frogwort or whatever. No, Froggy? What's the one?
Froggy.
Yeah, Froggy.
At the turn of the century, the spot at Orange... Okay, I'm going to be talking about the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel.
Yeah. Which we covered the haunted aspect of it in our video we made for our live show, our live Halloween show.
Must have been like 50 years ago.
Yeah, it was that... live show ended 8 years ago. That's just a fact. I had something in my throat.
At the turn of the century, the spot at Orange Drive.
And a haunting. And a cursed hotel. And Chris Kattan is also there.
Don Pardo's in hell. He has to introduce everybody that comes into hell.
And here comes Hulk Hogan.
Heinrich Himmler.
Another HH.
Yeah, another HH.
And Mikey Madison.
Heike Haddison's here. H.H. Holmes.
My favorite H.H. Hulk Hogan Holmes.
At the turn of the century, the spot at Orange Drive and Prospect Avenue, which would in later years become Hollywood Boulevard, was the craftsman-style home of a woman named Mary Penman Mole, who was mentioned in an LA Times article as being Hollywood's first school teacher.
Oh.
She taught 60 students in 9 grades in one tiny room.
Oh my God.
I was trying to find more information out about her, but it was scarce. She was born in 1865, possibly a graduate of the Los Angeles Normal School in 1887, which is UCLA. Possibly named...
Everyone who goes there is totally normal.
Yeah, don't look into it. Okay, Mary Mole, possibly married and widowed by 1900 with 3 daughters, possibly not. She's said to have taught at the Pass School on Sunset near Gordon Street. Originally, she owned a farmhouse next to a strawberry field at Prospect and Highland Boulevard. Nice spot. Dinosaur.
Where's
nice spot.
Oh, is that
Hollywood Boulevard?
Oh,
so it's Hollywood and Highland.
Yeah. Was the dinosaur there?
Yeah, but it was in an egg at the time.
Dinosaurs did exist back then, but they were all still eggs.
They were still eggs, yeah.
They're real now.
Yeah.
Jurassic World Rebirth.
People have to stop being surprised of dinosaurs in Jurassic World. They can't be like,
oh, they knew the risks. They knew the risks. Okay? It was about money.
Money. It's always about the money. The money. So she owned a farmhouse next to a strawberry field forever at Hollywood and Highland, but she ended up selling it and moving up to Orange Drive, which is like 3 blocks.
Strawberry Fields. Orange Drive. I'm going bananas.
I'm going apricot. What? It said that her donation of land allowed for the Highland Avenue to become official. Like once she was able to sell that plot, then this is just a street now. The avenue was named after the blacksmith's wife, Highland Price, who had passed away and was the first person to be buried at Hollywood Forever Cemetery.
Really? His first name was Highland?
Her first name was Highland.
First name was Highland.
Yeah.
That's weird. There can be only one. Because no one else would want that name.
No, yeah, this is the last Highland. Mary Mole was also behind the name change from Prospect Avenue to Hollywood Boulevard, which took effect in 1910. This name change came after she petitioned fellow city leaders to vote for it, and this was done over a raging battle she was having with a woman who was said to be her arch nemesis, Dida Wilcox, wife of Harvey Wilcox, 2 of the people among a few others who are said to be the mother and father of Hollywood.
Okay.
We've mentioned them before when we talked about Whitley Heights and the Hollywood sign and the development of Hollywood. Like we keep saying like the father of Hollywood.
So this is the lady.
This is one of those people, one of those couples, which is like the parents
and her arch nemesis.
This is the school teacher arch nemesis.
This is the story of the arch nemesis of the heroes from our previous story.
It turns out that Mary Mole is actually the hero.
This is the Joker.
This is the Batman. She's the folie à deux. Mary Mole is the Batman. Wilcox Avenue in Hollywood is named after them, obviously, Dida and Harvey Wilcox. Mary Mole donated much of her property to the city of LA to be used as parks.
Okay.
Look at that. It seemed like...
Where's the money? Where's the dinosaurs?
Raptors.
Yeah, they bred raptors with pterodactyls in this most recent one. Anyway, go on. That's not important. But I thought you should know that. They made mutant dinosaurs, and it was a part pterodactyl, part velociraptor.
That is the...
And it looked fat. Like not PHAT, fat. Like obese.
It seemed like Mary Mole and her family moved further into Beverly Hills and sold her property sometime in the 20s when the area, both Los Angeles and Hollywood, were becoming incredibly modernized. Now, it's crazy because I was looking at pictures of what Hollywood looked like when this woman's farm was here, this woman's craftsman style home was here on the street. And then I'm looking at an aerial shot of Hollywood, and there's a 15-year gap between farmlands. And then it's like, oh, it's actually Hollywood of the 20s.
That's
like Golden
weird.
Era? Yeah.
Well, that's when things got built quickly in Los Angeles.
Yeah, we were about to Chinatown, everything. Now, it seems what spurs everything into motion is the opening of the beautiful, the flawless Egyptian Theater in 1922. It just reopened last year, and with thanks to American Cinematheque and Netflix, so go check it out. Anyways, the theater was built by Sid Grauman and C.E. Toberman, another early developer.
Can we just take a minute to thank Netflix? We don't thank Netflix enough.
We don't thank
show.
Netflix enough.
Yeah.
Tonight, guys, give a little indie thing called Stranger Things a try.
Yeah,
please.
I think you might all really enjoy watching Love Island. Okay, it's a little show you might not. It needs some help. Okay, there's also this game about a squid.
Yeah, I don't really watch fish stuff, but I hear it's pretty good. Sidebar: did you watch that show? I forget what it's called. I think it's called Old Enough, and it's
where like kids go
on
do errands,
and they're like little kids.
No,
and
I haven't watched it, but I've lived it. I'm still living it.
Still living. Every time I go to the farmer's market, you better believe I come. She asked for.
I need apricot. I'm looking for Chris Kattan's character Mango. My mommy sent me to find Chris Kattan's character Mango.
Oh, you must mean Stefan. And you're like, yeah.
She sent me for a pound of Stefan's. I came back with a kilo of mangoes. Now tell me more about this hotel.
Thank you. So the Egyptian was opened by Sid Grauman and C.E. Toberman, an early developer of Hollywood. Grauman had previously opened up the $1 Million Theater in downtown and now was moving westward or northward, whatever. So the first Hollywood premiere happened at the Egyptian Theater in October of 1922 for Robin Hood, starring Douglas Fairbanks. Mr. Mary Pickford himself. Mm-hmm. 5 years later, Douglas Fairbanks Jr. So it's her dad-in-law.
Her dad-in-law.
Her dad-in-law. 5 years later, Grauman would continue his cultural movie theater theme and open up Grauman's Chinese Theater in 1927.
Naturally. You go from Egypt to China, of course.
Obviously, that's how travel works. It almost immediately outshines the Egyptian and becomes instant iconography.
Yeah, the focus of Hollywood as a street shifted west.
Yeah, and then suddenly, if you're talking about a movie theater in Hollywood, you show it's shorthand for you've made it big.
Yeah.
The theater was financed by, as we know from other episodes, Grauman, along with investment partners, which include our girl Mary Pickford, Mr. Mary Pickford, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., or one of them, and fresh from Nottingham because he was in. And this threw me. Howard Skank, which is not a Skank sibling I'm aware of, or Shank, whatever.
Oh, yeah. I remember you mispronounced that Latin name.
I just follow Karina Longworth. Whatever she pronounces, I pronounce.
Famously pronouncing things in a totally normal way.
Totally normal. Totally doesn't have food in her mouth when she talks. Shut up. That's my girl. So the genesis of the idea is sort of lost to time. But now that Hollywood is bustling, it was a very practical idea to have a glamorous hotel within walking distance of the Chinese theater.
Right.
That it really was Shank and it's Joe Shank and Grauman who were like, we need a hotel for all these theaters we're opening up.
That's weird. That's a weird thought of like,
it is.
Because like people aren't
living at the
movies. You don't live at the not yet.
I mean, it's my church.
I mean, it is my church. It's yet my
Airbnb movies.
So that's the next level of AMC A-list. It's actually AMC rent list, and you live in the AMC also.
People are always talking though. You're on my toe. You're on my foot.
Those are connected, you know.
Yeah. You should prove it. When the lights come on, you can prove it. But these were like, I think he knew that everyone's coming to Hollywood as tourists or moving here. These things he was opening up, these new glamorous movie theaters were like, you want to come for the week. You don't want to come and see movie stars. You're going to come and stay the week.
So this is geared towards not just the celebrities, but the tourists who are like, you're going to want to,
you're going to want to stay.
Movie
you're going to want to check on Erewhon.
You might want to go to Hooters. Things get a little wild. They have ranch.
It was an owl themed restaurant.
Yeah, it was quite chaste.
It was.
And the dinosaur was still roaming around. He did have sunglasses on.
Yeah, he did have sunglasses. Ocular degeneration.
Macular. You'll find out soon enough how to pronounce it.
The Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel is thanks to two of Southern California's greatest resources: movie stars and real estate developers. Oh my God, where will we find them? There's not enough out there. So they decided on the name early, before the structure was built, and I could not find out why they gave it the name Roosevelt. It is named after old teddy bear himself, Theodore Roosevelt, not Eleanor, not Franklin.
But Theodore. Like, what's the? I wouldn't be surprised if a new hotel in like, let's just name one of the worst places in the world, Tallahassee, Florida, was like, I'm opening a new hotel and I'm going to call it the Trump Sheraton because maybe Trump will like it.
MAGA Motel. Yeah. Structurally, we have to see this. Let me see the layout first, then we'll come up with a name.
Structurally, it must be MAGA compliant, but
takes over for OSHA.
But that is kind of weird that they would do it to appease the president, or like, I don't know what the thinking is.
Yeah, I don't know either. There was in New York in 1924, there was the Roosevelt Hotel opened up over there in New York, so they could be bagging off the name. There's also nothing wrong with Theodore Roosevelt. He was a pretty decent guy.
Nothing wrong with Theodore Roosevelt.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious why, and like. I don't know why it's not named like Charlie Chaplin Palace or whatever. You know what I mean?
Sure, Theodore Roosevelt having Native Americans on displays in zoos, but there's nothing wrong with Theodore. Don't look into it.
Don't look into it. This could have been called Shirley Temple.
No, that's the church down the street.
Oh yeah.
And Charlie. The Chaplin.
Yeah.
Charlie the Chaplin.
Go into the Charlie Chaplin. I had a hard time confirming this, but like the hotel was the brainchild of, like I said, Grauman, but he wanted to open up as close as possible to the opening of the Chinese Theater, which was Chinese Theater opens up on May 18th, 1927 with the premiere of DeMille's King of Kings. Hotel Roosevelt was ready for the crowd. They opened their doors 3 days before that on May 15th. But I also read they opened up in August of 27. I also read they opened up on October 28th, 1927 and had a Halloween party to celebrate. So I have no idea. Maybe they had 3 grand openings.
Yeah, maybe it was like, this is a soft opening. This is an opening for guests. I
think it was something like
for the newspapers.
Yeah, this is an opening where we actually have rooms. Like, it's not just like a door in a hallway. It's actually like you can sleep here. In May of 1925, Variety reported that Sid Grauman and Joe Shank had purchased a property on a street corner at Hollywood and Orange for $90,000 from Sims and Zidell, who I'm guessing owned the land after Marmont.
Okay.
So on the real estate side, there are 2 companies that merged together. The Roosevelt Hotel Operating Company joined the Hollywood Income Partners Group and formed the Hollywood Roosevelt Properties Corporation. They consolidated 5 hotels and apartments in Hollywood and accumulated $12 million for the sale. The president of the Roosevelt Hotel Operating Company was a man named Colonel Hugh A. Beaton, and he had a 30-year operating lease on the new property, which would be managed by a man named J. A. Hadley, who had run the beautiful Commodore Perry Hotel in Toledo, Ohio, not Idaho, Ohio, Toledo, Ohio. The new hotel was designed by architects Fisher, Lake, and Traver and built by the Hotel Holding Company of Hollywood, whose own president is the skank I know, Joe Shank. The film exec who, if you don't know, ran 20th Century Pictures and was chairman on United Artists and had his hand in like all these old Hollywood storms.
He was something of a movie skank.
So he was the chairman of United Artists, which is how he was able to find some investors for the new hotel within arm's reach, being Mary Pickford, Mr. Mary Pickford, Louis B. Mayer, C. Toberman.
Douglas Fairbanks' son?
Douglas Fairbanks Jr. And while these 5 today are on the like every time you read about the Hotel Roosevelt, it's like brought to you by Mary Pickford and Douglas Fairbanks and Louis B. Mayer. Reading the papers at the time, they were much more focused on the investors, like who paid for the building, like who's managing and paying for, like Hugh Beaton, J. Hadley, and George Marcel, who's the secretary and treasurer, have their faces in the paper and like barely mention that, like, oh yeah, Mary Pickford threw some cash in the big pile. In total, the Hotel Roosevelt would cost $45 million to make. The groundbreaking ceremony was in May of 1926 with Grauman leading the processions and actor Fred Niblo emceeing. If you're wondering who Fred Niblo is, he was in 1920s Mark of Zorro and The Three Musketeers, both with Doug Fairbanks.
Junior or senior?
I think senior. Many Hollywood stars of the silent era were in attendance, such as It Girl Clara Bow, director William Wellman, who directed Wings and the incredible Oxbow incident, as was our puppet mayor, George Cryer, along with showgirls dressed like pirates and a flyover.
What?
Yeah, and they had a flyover with the Black Falcons, who were like a stunt pilot group.
I've heard of the Black Cats.
No, Black Falcons, but they were like stunt people doing tricks on planes. It's cool. Yeah, you're right. And they regurgitate food.
Isn't that who Captain America picked to replace him? Is he a Winter Soldier?
He's some sort of howling wolf. Oh no, what are the howling? He's some sort of howling commando. The architects Fisher, Lake, and Traver had designed some private homes and churches in Fresno, but a few years previously,
what a
brag. It's not Fresno, yes, guys. It's Fresno. But a few years previously to building Hollywood Roosevelt, they had built the Wilmore Hotel in Long Beach, which still stands to this day and it's remarkable. It's like the big, beautiful hotel. It's kind of on, I think it's on 3rd Avenue. For this golden era Hollywood hotel, they would, of course, tap into the crazy trend of the day, Spanish colonial revival. And that is sexy. That is sex and stucco. That's what I'm trying to get on. A staple of Southern California. The interior design was thanks to a man named Anthony Heinsbergen, who was a muralist and designer of movie theater interiors, who worked on LA's City Hall interior.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So that lobby is pretty spectacular.
It's spectacular. It's like jaw-dropping.
And it's also so dark in there.
I love how dim it is. And then you go back on Hollywood Boulevard and it's just like the bright, ugly light, and then Shrek is screaming at you. Doesn't even have an accent.
He thinks you're donkey. He only screams at you when we go to Hollywood Boulevard. Get off my swamp.
Sing Avalanche. No, it's not Avalanche. What is he saying?
All-Star?
No. Hallelujah. Sing Hallelujah. Right now.
Sing Landslide. Shrek's just taking requests on Hollywood Boulevard.
So yeah, Heidensberger did the interiors for LA City Hall, the Beverly Wilshire Hotel, which I think is the Roosevelt's cousin.
Wait, Beverly Wilshire.
Beverly Wilshire Hotel.
What is which one is the Beverly
You're right.
Wilshire
I'm thinking
Hotel?
the Beverly Hills Hotel.
There's the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Beverly Wilshire is along Wilshire Boulevard, obviously. It's like it's at a like a not a 5 points. It's on Santa Monica Boulevard and Wilshire when they cross with San Vicente, I think.
That's the Beverly Hilton.
That's the Beverly Hilton.
The one that
you're right.
That Lucy
stays at. I was thinking of the Beverly
Hills Hotel. That's on Sunset.
And what's the other one that has the name?
The Chateau Marmont.
Chateau Marmont. No, it has the name of a New York place.
The Waldorf Astoria.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh no! You're thinking of the Days Inn.
You're thinking of Atlantic City.
You're thinking of the Giuliani Sheraton.
Thinking of Four Seasons Total Landscaping.
Now, what a fine hotel that was.
Oh God, it's whatever they need. Whatever they need it to be, that's what it is. He also designed the interior of the Wiltern and the Grand Theater, the Warner Grand Theater in San Pedro. Wow. Where you had a movie premiere.
Yeah, that's what
we saw ghosts there. Ghosts pooping.
Yeah, that was terrifying, but yeah.
It's pretty scary. The beautiful lobby of the Roosevelt is warm stucco. Warm as in the color, not the temperature, but it's also kind of warm in there. Arched doorways, hand-painted decorative tiles, and a high ceiling with large columns, dark wooden ceiling planks, and palm trees, which may or may not be Spanish colonial arrival, but it fits the vibe, so just take it. Hotel Roosevelt has 300 rooms and 63 suites spread over 12 stories.
It's big.
It's big.
It's a big hotel.
It's a big hotel. It was the height limit at the time.
Yeah. It was the height of height limits.
It was the farthest eyes could see at the time. Then eyes got better, so we could watch TV. The rooms were
as screens got smaller, our eyes got better.
That's also we could look at our phone. They knew back then that we need to look at our phone.
People used to they used to waste all their scrolling time on one of those hand cranked hello Clarabelle on one of those phones.
Yeah. A two-piece. That's why everyone's right arm was so strong. Well,
hello, Juanita. Could I get TikTok 452?
Skip that one. Skip that one. Keep that one. Skip that one.
Favorite
that one. Don't tell the wife though. The rooms were furnished thanks to the Barker Brothers department store, which we covered in other.
I remember them.
Yeah, I can't help but remember them. The rooms included mechanical refrigeration from a central plant and circulating ice water, which was pretty luxurious at that time. On the ground floor were 9 storefronts and numerous offices that catered to the film industry execs to hold meetings. The Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences set up an office and meeting room on the mezzanine floor. Motion Picture News opened its Hollywood headquarters on the same floor in October of 1928. The first floor has a grand lobby entrance, as we both know.
Yeah.
There's a ballroom known as the Blossom Room and a dining hall that could seat up to 450. There's also a supper room with a pipe organ so they could play for dancers and stuff.
Is that still there?
I don't know, actually.
Wow.
I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is still there, but I don't know.
We got to have our bar mitzvah there. Our midlife bar mitzvah.
We're going to get half the money that a 13-year-old would get. The second floor has a large...
We have to read twice as much Torah, okay? We're going to have to read the whole Torah.
They're going to cut the whole pee-pee off, not just foreskin.
They're going to put it back on and then take it off again.
The second floor has a large private dining room, and the third floor has a sun parlor. There's a dining space on the rooftop, and you could eat beside the glowing neon Roosevelt Hotel sign that adorns the building.
Crazy.
That's
so you can feel like you're Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah. You can feel like you're eating on the roof above Jimmy Stewart and Kim Novak in Vertigo. Yeah. What are you talking about down there? Hey, there's something about falling off a mission. The basement would feature a barbershop, a beauty shop, a coffee shop, pool parlor, laundry, kitchens, and a staff cafeteria. The 13th floor featured special guest rooms and a large apartment for the manager's use, along with a children's play area. 13th floor for that?
That's not the right choice.
No. There's also these 2 twins.
Where's that floor stay? There's also this guy who's trying to write, and like he keeps getting bothered by people.
Yeah, and he keeps having these dreams where he kills his whole family. He's like kind of laughing about it, but like it's not funny, bro. It's kind of weird.
Is it a comedy?
I mean, I'm laughing, but how come? Outside is the incredibly glamorous Tropicana pool.
Yeah, the pool's nice.
That artist David Hockney would decorate in 1988 with blue curved lines that
on the floor.
On the floor.
He didn't paint the water.
No, he painted the water. 15 people died. Yeah, he painted the tiles inside the pool.
Really cool.
It's really cool, and it gives it like an eternal summer feel. It's always
Have
feels
you been
like
to the pool?
Yeah, I've walked by it. I haven't been in it, but I've walked by it.
You're not allowed in it. But yeah, because for those, here's our LA Meekly, LA Meekly secret insider tip. You can always go into the lobby, and if you're confident enough, you could just walk straight to the pool. And as an LA Meekly listener, you must be confident.
You simply cannot hesitate.
Yeah, no problems there.
Yeah, make it till you make it. That's the LA Meekly
Fake it till you break it.
Make it till you meek it.
Yeah, meek it till you break it.
Yeah. I asked somebody who worked there who was standing by the pool, like, can the public come to the pool? He's like, yeah.
Oh, okay. It still helps to be confident in most life occasions.
Most situations, try to be confident. Our girl, Marilyn Monroe, would pose for early cheesecake photos beside the pool, I think on a diving board. Some of her first photos were done there at the Tropicana pool. Between the main building and the pool is a 2,000 square foot garden that offers fire pits and a little cozy little bar.
I've never been confident enough to go there.
Brother, give it a try. Okay.
And they were like, begging me, like, hey, you want to see it? No, please. I'm nobody.
Please. I don't even know if I can see. What is this?
Am I? I'm not even a person.
I'm like a fine mist that just enters the room.
Whatever is the worst thing you can imagine, it's me. Please, no.
I'm just like herpes walking around with shoes. The Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel entered into history in May of 1929 when they hosted the very first Academy Awards ceremony in the Blossom Ballroom. 200 and what?
Which you can. I've gone up to the doors. You can't really you can look through the crack in the doors and you can feel a breeze, but you can't really see anything.
No, that's hollowed ground.
Yeah,
270 people were in attendance.
That's Hollow Earth. That's where the dinosaur went.
That's where the lizards are.
Yeah, the Ripley's Believe It or Not dinosaur lives in the Hollow Earth underneath the banquet hall where they held the first Oscars.
He's not supposed to be all up on that Ripley's all day, all night. He's got a wife and kids.
Yeah. That's why he's sometimes not there. Yeah. Did you know that?
He's also not the mama.
LA Meekly insider secret. The dinosaur's not always there.
When's the last time you looked? Honestly, when's the last time you looked? I don't know if you heard me. I also said he's also not the mama.
I'm glad I heard that.
Thank you. I was worried that you didn't hear it because I know that's a stupid joke that you would have liked.
You are not dinosaur. You are not the mama.
Like I said, 270 people were in attendance, and because the winners were announced beforehand, like months beforehand, the first Oscar ceremony was like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was just like a press conference.
Yeah.
Who has the biggest hat on?
Yeah. Hey, ugly, over here.
Wings.
And that ugly, Gloria Swanson. But the next year, the Oscars would be held at the Coconut Grove, and then after at the Ambassador Hotel, where somebody was.
They
killed.
wanted to do it at the Sportsman's Lodge, but it didn't exist yet. Like,
Sirhan wasn't working at the time.
We could hold the Oscars at this trout lake,
and then later it would go to the Biltmore in downtown. Because the Roosevelt's...
And then full circle, it came back across the street at the Dolby Theater.
And it's back at the Dolby Theater now. Because of Roosevelt's proximity to Hollywood, it was the hangout spot for many screen legends. Shirley Temple learned how to tap dance from Bill Bojangles Robinson at the Roosevelt, and it was said that you could see them practicing on that staircase that leads to the second floor.
I thought you were going to say on the rooftop.
On the rooftop.
If you can't tap dance on the ledge of the hotel, you'll never tap dance anywhere.
Yeah.
Confidence.
Get confidence, stupid.
Mr. Bojangles.
Please, my feet are bleeding. Tappa, tappa, tappa. Clark Gable and Carol Lombard would have rendezvous at the hotel's penthouse studio on the 12th floor. Dude, they couldn't get enough of each other.
I think actually in the next one.
Really? Yeah. They're everywhere. There are new Mary Pickford.
They are.
I love
of affairs.
Yeah. I love Carol Lombard so very much. I don't know if you've seen a Carol Lombard movie, but they're great.
I love Clark Gable as a person.
As a human being.
Only as a person.
Yeah.
Acting, I could take it or leave it.
I like the things he does, and John Huston gets blamed for it. They were such frequents that the suite is named after them now.
Oh, wow.
Errol Flynn is rumored to have come up with bootleg gin in the hotel's barbershop tub.
I think we can take rumor off of that statement.
Yeah.
If there was a tub, he was making gin in it.
He was making gin on it. He was not washing his dirty little pee-pee. He was making gin in it. Marilyn had a room on the second floor overlooking the pool where she stayed through the 40s. Some say she never left. The Suite 1200 is known.
She's still in there?
She's still.
I could go see Marilyn?
She's right there. Go check her out. Go to the Marilyn Mirror.
It's like the Psycho House. It's just like in the window, waving.
Who's that? Oh, how does she talk? She's who's that?
No, it sounds a little bit like this. Is that Ohana down there? Norman.
Yeah, I'm fruity, are you? Am I?
No, fruity. The most important thing is Ohana. Get that girl out of here.
Oh, coming, mother. A fellow Misfit star, Monty Clift, would hold up. All three of them were in there. So was Clark Gable.
I've heard the stories of Montgomery Clift, just pacing the halls.
Yeah, pacing the halls, drowning himself in spirits and depression in room 928. The hotel went through the usual historic Los Angeles cycle of pre-war glamour and post-war failure. It fell into disrepair through the 50s as management changed hands several times over. Hills Hotels Corporation took over for a while, pouring over $1 million into what was called the Parade of Progress, quote unquote, which involved expansion and refurbishment. They added villas around the pool. The lobby and dining hall had a makeover, and they added the Islander Room and the Cine Grill as well, which is still there. There's a restaurant up front.
There's a sign for the Cine Grill.
There is. Later in the 50s, architect Styles Clements added a parking garage, renovated the Blossom Ballroom, and I believe added an additional wing that added 60 rooms. But Radisson took over ownership in 1985 when they said the hotel was at its worst in the 80s. They spent $35 million on
Weren't we all?
Brother, 1985, I was at my get me out of here. They spent $35 million on renovating the hotel to its former glory. Truly, it wasn't after 2005 where the hotel was added to the National Register of Historic Places.
Really? I guess I probably knew that from the thing, but that's pretty cool that it's that recognized.
Yeah, it's that recognized. And deservingly so. They had the first Oscars there.
America's greatest accomplishment.
It was after that in 2005 that the Thompson Hotels Company purchased the Roosevelt with the intent of breathing old Hollywood glamour back into the hotel. The hotel switched hands again in 2015. Another $25 million was poured into renovations. But since then, and I think the proliferation of social media, that the hotel began to get attention again. It was akin to Musso and Frank's or the Egyptian to me, like an old Hollywood spot maintained and still operational the way it was back then. You could step back in time at any corner of Roosevelt and feel like you are in the 20s or 30s.
Yeah. 2020s?
Yeah, the 2020s, yeah. Celebrities like Paris Hilton and Lindsay Lohan were frequents there in their party days, and it harkened back to the days when it being a celebrity watering hole where you could potentially...
Same with the Chateau, the next place, I should say. Yeah. There are Clark Gable.
They're still out
Carol
there.
Lombard.
They're being arrested every day. And they're all in Silicon Valley, the show. It's as if the ghost of old Hollywood still exists here. And speaking of, there have been many ghost sightings in the Roosevelt.
This is in October, but okay. It's actually not December.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. Some have seen glimpses of a blonde bombshell peering through a mirror. Some say this bombshell was none other than Marilyn Monroe, Mickey Mouse herself.
It's Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan, yeah.
Sometimes when you look into the Lindsay Lohan looks back.
The mirror is known as the Marilyn Mirror, and it's on the staircase landing now. So the
I've
public
heard that may not be the mirror.
Oh, really?
This is what I've heard, because I thought the same thing, that was the mirror.
Yeah.
But I've heard that it's been moved around so much, people aren't sure where the actual mirror is.
Whoa, because you could really see
Marilyn
in it.
In someone's room. Yeah, because, have you seen her?
Yeah.
It's like the Harry Potter mirror. You look into it and you see the Marilyn you most desire.
Yeah, which is Gloria Graham. That's the Marilyn I most desire. Bonnie Cliff's room has radios turning on and off without anyone being near them. People sleeping in room 928, which is his room, are said to be nudged or caressed in their sleep with no explanation better than it being the ghost of Montgomery Clift.
Must be.
It has to be.
All weird things are explained by the ghost of Montgomery Clift.
Dancing ghosts have been spotted in the Blossom Ballroom, as well as a man in a tuxedo standing there looking sad, possibly the unknown actor.
It's because he didn't get the first Oscar.
Yeah, I know. It
was between him and just like a camera, and he still lost.
The ghost of a child has been said to be seen skipping and singing through the lobby, and security have spotted something swimming through the pool, something they refer to as a being.
Huh. Interesting.
Very cool. Probably Marilyn Monroe.
And what a being. What a being.
What a being. All in all, the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel is thoroughly a historic LA location. From its roots as the home of the first school teacher of Hollywood to the first home of the Academy Awards, and also a place where old Greggy Beans likes to sip a martini before Superman showing at the Chinese theater. Old Hollywood it's true, alive and well.
Wow, that's where you did. So that's where you did it.
That's where, son of a gun. That's where I did, and that's where my uncle, our Uncle Fabi. When I was I must have been 5 when it came out. We took the bus to Man Chinese Theater to watch Batman, so I thought it was only fitting that I go watch Superman there.
That's true. Well, I can't wait for you to go see the Green Lantern movie when they re-release the Ryan Reynolds.
They re-release that. Next time I go is for the Crypto movie.
It's a shame. Like, I would never tell people to stay in Hollywood, and that's a shame because that would be a really cool place to stay.
But with the thing with that is I wouldn't leave it. There's a pool there. There's a bar there. There's restaurants there.
It is a nice hotel.
I would not walk.
It's a staycation hotel.
It's a staycation hotel. You wouldn't
staycation. All I ever wanted.
Oh, really all I could afford.
Staycation. I can't get away. Yeah, it would be cool if Hollywood itself changed a little bit.
Yeah.
And that was like, because there's so few really truly historic hotels in Los Angeles, and that's a really cool place.
Yeah, it is. And like honestly, if you're staying there and you plan to walk to the Hollywood Bowl,
you could build a trip around it.
You could build a trip around it, but like, my God, do I hate Hollywood Boulevard? My God,
you just can't.
I actually go there a lot. I've been finding
Hooters. Yeah, you're the one who was just there.
I love Hooters. Yeah, I actually can't stop going to Hollywood Boulevard because I've been going to Amoeba a lot. I've been going to the Egyptian a lot.
You've got a line of credit at La La Land. That's the souvenir shop.
And brother, the tally is up. The bill is due, bro.
So now it's time to get to, let's just say, the classiest hotel. We've talked about some trashy joints.
Okay, as long as it doesn't have like a French name, I'll be happy.
Well, I mean, kind of a French name.
Whoa, Chateau Marmont?
Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, Courtney Love, the LA Meekley Boys. These are just a few of Hollywood's great divas who have been turned away by the Chateau Marmont, which we famously were not allowed in because Beyonce and Jay-Z were having a freak off.
You boys are just too honest.
You're gonna squeal on us. Yeah. You can't come in here.
Oh, the Woodward and Bernstein of podcasts are here.
But now it's time to turn in to a cozy room filled with countless orgies and delve into the history of the legendary, the debauched Chateau Marmont
Hooters
Holiday Inn Express. The story begins with one of the most beloved genres of people in Los Angeles, which is a similar joke to what you made in yours, a Hollywood entertainment lawyer named Fred Horowitz. I can't believe we both made the same joke. And I think even coming up, I make the same joke that you made in the last one. So in the mid-1920s, this guy, Fred Horowitz, had a little more money than he knew what to do with. So he started dabbling in one of LA's other most cherished professions, land development.
Whoa.
There's the joke. So now we all know the spot where the Chateau Marmont is, 8221 Sunset Boulevard, perched on a weird incline above the actual street.
A no-name street. Across the street from what used to be Garden of Allah. Imagine the crossover.
Catty-cornered, yes.
Catty-corner.
So it's kind of West Hollywood, but technically not. Kind of the Sunset Strip, but kind of not.
Crescent Heights, bro.
As we talked about in the Sunset Strip episode, this strip of sunset, at that time was kind of a free-for-all.
Yeah.
It was outside the jurisdiction of Los Angeles, but not quite the jurisdiction of Beverly Hills. The only thing in this general area at that time were the Hacienda Arms Apartments and the Sunset Plaza. So that's all that was there. and then just like alfalfa.
Yeah, and just like
not the
not the dead little rascal.
Not the dead little rascal, just like what he's named after, his dad. So Sunset Boulevard was still a dirt road at this point. In November of 1926, Horowitz drove by this spot and saw that natural incline and took out a picture he had taken from a trip he took to France.
Whoa.
It was a picture of the Chateau d'Amboise in the Loire Valley.
Whoa, those are all Three Musketeers you're saying?
Yeah, and D'Artagnan, the Chateau d'Artagnan. It's a classic. It continues to be a classical chateau where Leonardo da Vinci is buried.
Oh, okay.
Famous Frenchman, Leonardo da Vinci. That was when Horowitz decided he wanted to create a building that looked like that on this exact spot.
Wow, okay.
He wanted a building that looked completely different from anything else in Los Angeles. He wanted to build LA's the Dakota, you know, where John Lennon was shot.
Yeah.
He wanted a place where John Lennon could come be shot.
He wanted Rosemary's Baby in LA.
Yeah. He had some deal with the devil. I didn't understand. He wanted a place for Yoko Ono to live. So he wanted an elegant New York City style luxury apartment building. And he wanted it to be here because it could be perched on a small cliff like a castle, but still accessible to the main road. Because it was in this secluded part of town and because it was on county land rather than city land, which meant that there were less regulations and lower taxes.
It's hilarious. What year is that?
1926.
It would look kind of late in the game to build and stuff. Oh yeah, a Sunset Strip where it's where I go for seclusion. Go ahead.
Back then, yeah.
I know what you mean. It's just a funny sentence.
Peace and quiet. I'm gonna just
Sunset and Crescent Heights. I am just totally secluded.
There's this beautiful stretch between the billboard for Love Island and
Pink Dot.
And Pink Dot. That's where you really can relax. Just get away from the city.
I think that's where Walden took place.
Isn't that where the guy from Into the Wild got lost? So he bought the land and hired his brother-in-law, Arnold A. Weitzman, and William Douglas Lee, who was not his brother-in-law, to basically design the Chateau d'Amboise on that spot.
Okay.
But this was not meant to be a hotel. This place was designed to be an apartment building, which it was when it opened on February 1st, 1929. It had 43 apartments, with the most expensive being $750 a month, which today is about $14,000 a month. It had a bridle trail connecting it to Beverly Hills, and it was the first earthquake-proof apartment building in Los Angeles.
Wow. Not the hamburger department store, or no?
Apartment building, not a place where hamburgers live.
God, okay.
We're human apartments.
Oh God, okay. You're just like, I forget what philosopher argues semantics, but what you're him. Foucault? I don't know.
George Carlin. Which that explains what, because we've been there. We talked about it before. We went there. We went there together.
JC shook my hand.
What?
JC shook my hand.
JC?
Jay-Z.
Jesus Christ? Oh, Jay-Z, yeah.
No, Jesus Christ was doing jello shots on the second floor.
What Jesus Christ was doing in the Chateau Marmont, we are not allowed. The Apostle Paul told us not to.
I signed an NDA.
Yeah, which stands for
No Devils Allowed.
We're the devils.
Yeah, we're the devils, and we got to go.
So it explains why there isn't a lobby in there, really, because it was meant to be an apartment building. So it's kind of weird. Like there isn't really like a grand entryway.
Because
like
that lobby had a washing and drying machine. Kidding.
It's weird. Like you just kind of walk in and you're kind of just like
in there.
Yeah. You're like in the hotel. Mm-hmm. It's weird.
It is very weird.
But what to call this place?
Oh God, will you?
Chateau
Hooters?
Chateau Roosevelt. So Horowitz wanted an elegant place. So he wanted an elegant name. So he toyed with the names. He knew he wanted Chateau. So he toyed with the name Chateau Sunset or Chateau Hollywood. No. But in a definitive blow to the which came first, the chicken or the egg scenario,
he came up with Chateau Horowitz.
Chateau Chicken Egg. By chance, that little street it was built on was named after the silent film star who played Lord Jim in Lord Jim, Percy Marmont.
Whoa.
So Horowitz liked the French sounding name, so he decided to just name the whole place after it, Chateau Marmont. So the street is not named after the hotel. The hotel is named after the little street. Which is crazy.
I didn't know that.
Critics called it the Loire Valley Folly in the Onion Fields.
I don't know what any of those words are.
Loire Valley, because it looked like the chateau from the Loire Valley, which is a region of France, and it was just surrounded by onion fields at the time. So people thought it was crazy. Like, why are you building this elegant hotel in the middle of onion fields? Who's going to stay there?
Yeah.
Which is also the name of Joker 3. folly of onion fields. It's hard to tell how this place would really have done as an apartment building because 6 months after it opened, the Great Depression hit and luxury apartments had to be melted down into soup. The place
never warm.
Never warm.
Never
it was
warm.
gazpacho 7 days a week. How could America live like this?
The first sign that Russian communists were taking over was that we switched to gazpacho and borscht.
You need to eat a hot American soup. You need a hot chowder, not this cold borscht.
I know that there's no water in the city anymore. But it needs to be hot borscht.
There's a lot of beets. The place struggled, and Horowitz was forced to sell his passion project in 1932 to the owner of Vitagraph Studios, Albert Smith, for $750,000. But why would someone buy a struggling apartment building in the middle of the Great Depression? Because Albert Smith had another idea for
Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor is just around the corner.
He planned Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor was an inside job by Vitagraph Studios. I've been saying this forever. 1932 was a big year for LA because we hosted the Olympics for the first time.
You're absolutely correct.
Smith was willing to bet that people would stay in his new building while they were in town to watch the events if it were short-term lodging. So he rebranded this place as a hotel.
Cool. Smart guy.
So he raided estate sales around Los Angeles, buying up furniture that families were selling to make ends meet during the Depression and furnished this hotel and made the place ready for guests. To run the place, he hired silent actress Ann Little, silent film actress. She talked a lot. She would never stop
Never stop. I cannot get this girl.
And they were now a hotel.
Okay.
And from the get-go, there were 3 groups that were noted as being drawn to the place.
Frenchmen. Onion people. Yeah, onion people.
Borscht lovers.
Yeah.
The first was the elite from Pasadena looking for a place to stay while they were in town. You know these people.
Pasadena people act like they're so above Los Angeles. Like, I guess, we're gonna go into the big city. Yeah, you're like 20 minutes away.
You're a tuberculosis colony. We're a syphilis colony. The second,
the king's disease.
The royal disease. The second group were Jewish refugees from Europe. They had fled the rise of Nazism and spent some time in New York before moving out to LA, many to get into the film industry.
Always on the run.
And this heavily, when New York fell. And this heavily New York City coded building was familiar and alluring to them.
Where's the deli?
That
right down the street.
It's right down the street. Yeah. The third group, which is what this place...
Nazis chasing the Jews.
Always hunting Argentina, the Chateau Marmont. That's where they fled to. So the third group, which is what this place gets its reputation from, was celebrities.
Okay.
The reason for this was because of the building's design, both on purpose and by accident. On purpose, because it was far enough away from the hubbub of Hollywood that it felt like you were out of town, but not too far that it was a 4-hour jalopy ride to get to work.
The opposite of Pasadena people who act like it's a big deal to come into the city is Hollywood people thinking you're going like a mile away, but I've gotten so far away.
When you need to hand crank your car and you need to like avoid antics from Laurel and Hardy and
I keep hitting Charlie Chaplin and he's filming it.
I took out Charlie Chaplin and Harold Lloyd on the way to work today.
I don't know where Buster Keaton is. I think I might have killed him.
He's stuck in the wheel well. But like, and it's funny though.
Yeah. He's stone faced the entire time.
It was far enough away that like people couldn't just pop in, you know? Okay. By accident also, because since it was intended to be an apartment building, the rooms were all really big and they had kitchens. So it was roomy and a place you could hide out in if you didn't want to go out and face the prying eyes of celebrity gossip.
A certain mustachioed actor and his blonde girlfriend
are hunting you.
They're both Nazis.
It's Hitler and Eva Braun. And again,
and she wants to be an actress now.
Oh, she always wanted me. Yeah. And again, because of how it was built, there was a basement garage with an elevator that went straight to where the rooms are. So you didn't have to be bothered by anyone hassling you in what little shared public area of the hotel there was.
Wow, that's great.
So you could basically move in and out without anyone even knowing, like Batman.
Let's say you were a millionaire who hated crime and was an orphan.
Yeah, this is the place for you. Are you a millionaire who hates crime and is an orphan? This is what the ad said.
Yeah.
They even had a...
Sit down, Flash. You're not a millionaire.
So they even had a private tunnel connecting them to the Players Club on Sunset just below them. Because of this, it got the reputation as the private hotel. They said, if you want to be seen, go to the Beverly Hills Hotel. If you don't want to be seen, go to the Chateau Marmont.
Yeah.
It was part hotel, part hideout, part fortress. It was a way to be in Hollywood, but not be in Hollywood. They even upped the ante of the privacy game in 1937 when they bought the part of the neighborhood next to it that formed the foundation of the bungalow area where you could really be secluded.
Yeah.
So now the place was rolling, and in 1942, it was sold to Erwin Brettauer, who was a rich German banker, but he was Jewish, so he was forced to flee Nazi Germany. And you want some Antifa, Greg?
You know I do.
This is your guy. He used his personal funds to finance the resistance groups throughout Western Europe. But closer to home, he wanted the chateau to be a place where anybody but Nazis were welcome.
Oh, I love this.
Be you white, black, gay, whatever, you were welcome at the Chateau Marmont now.
Party.
And being desegregated in 1942 was huge, especially in that part of town. Like this is basically Hollywood.
Yeah.
And it was desegregated.
That's great.
It was also the designated air raid shelter for that part of town during World War II.
Wait, did we fly to France? There's a chateau right here. Are you sure the map's
They're
right?
going to want to bomb that first. They're going to get a little confused. And Brettauer used the success of the hotel and his own wealth to expand the place further. He added a pool in 1948, which became the only shared public space in the hotel. And then he bought 9 Spanish-style cottages that were next to the property and incorporated that into it.
That's great.
Then in 1956, he had Craig Elwood design 2 more private bungalows. And this wasn't even an expensive place, really. It was pretty affordable, which is why people would stay there for extended amounts of time.
Wow.
It wasn't until the 90s that it became luxury, you know, like what it is now didn't happen until much later.
Wow, that's crazy.
And it wasn't just the place where celebrities could go to be private. It was where they could go to be varying degrees of bad in private.
And because it's so secluded.
It's so secluded, for better or worse. And here comes the juice. Greg.
Oh, you know, I love this part.
The first star to stay there was Jean Harlow, who had 2 suites there. One she shared with her third husband, and one she would use to cheat on him in.
Wow.
Notably with Clark Gable. She would have affairs with him in it.
He loved his blondes. Paul Byrne? Was he cheating on Paul Byrne? Okay.
The third, it was Henry VIII, actually, was her third husband. Betty Davis almost burned the place down more than once after falling asleep with a lit cigarette in her mouth.
That's her.
Howard Hughes, he's back. Spent a lot of time there in Penthouse 64, spying on girls by the pool with binoculars and avoiding the black staff members.
Huh.
Yeah. Howard Hughes.
Howard Hughes
continues to flummox. Dorothy Parker almost died falling and hitting her head on the bathtub in room 47.
Not straying far from Garden of Law.
Hey, when you get kicked out of one, you go to the other.
Yeah, you stumble to the other.
Tony Randall sunbathed nude outside Bungalow 4. Robert Mitchum was arrested for drugs there.
Whoa, really?
One of the many places.
Yep.
The head of Columbia Pictures, Harry Cohn, had a standing hold on Suite 34 for William Holden and Glenn Ford, telling them, if you must get in trouble, do it at the Marmont.
Wow.
Desi Arnaz stayed there a lot while his marriage to Lucy was falling apart. There's one story of the two of them getting into a fight in his room that ended with a briefcase full of cash opening up and the money flying out the window across Sunset Boulevard, and then the I Love Lucy theme song started playing. Like, that is such a Lucy ending to to a marriage.
It's either I Love Lucy episode or the end of The Killing.
Both end with the I Love Lucy theme song. Vivian Leigh decorated her room with real Picassos and Renoirs when she stayed there. Montgomery Clift recovered from his near-death accident in room 36 with the help of Elizabeth Taylor.
Right.
And would often be heard screaming obscenities naked from his balcony.
That's him.
Yeah, that's
our guy. Did we talk about the story where he left her place drunk and he got in a car accident and he was choking on his own teeth and she had to reach down?
That's the accident.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what happened after.
Yeah.
The pool, being the one shared public hangout space, was a hotspot where secretly gay actors could make connections. Our old pal, Anthony Perkins. Stitch's boy. Anthony Perkins started a relationship with Tab Hunter by the pool here.
Okay. I didn't know they were in a relationship. That's good for them.
I hate to...
but spoil... Yeah. Sorry, ladies, he's taken.
Sorry, guys, he's taken. Sorry, moms, he's taken. And actual work was done here as well. F. Scott Fitzgerald wrote here, as did later Hunter S. Thompson and Tim Burton, the Hunter S. Thompson of our generation.
I want to know the property damage that Hunter S. Thompson accumulated.
So much. So many people just wrecked this place.
Oh, yeah.
Nathaniel West wrote the very misleadingly titled The Day of the Locust while he was staying there.
The Day of the Figurative Locust.
The Day of the Metaphors.
Yeah.
The Day the Metaphors came to roost. Duke Ellington would come up with songs while he'd walk through the halls humming to himself.
Cool.
William Goldman wrote Butch Cassidy and the Roundhouse Kick here.
Yeah.
The idea for Sunset Boulevard was come up with here.
Wow.
Rebel Without a Cause was cast and rehearsed here, which brings us back to the worst of the worst I read about happening in this place.
Okay.
That movie's director. Do you know about this guy?
Nicholas Ray?
Yeah. Nicholas Ray lived in the hotel for 8 years after he caught his wife in bed with his son from a previous marriage.
And you know who that wife is?
No. Who?
The girl that I picked to be my Marilyn Monroe in the mirror, Gloria Graham.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
You always pick her side.
I do love
Why don't
Gloria
you pick Nicholas Ray's side and then not listen to what I'm about to say for the next 2 minutes?
Do you know who she is?
No, I don't.
She's the blonde girl from It's a Wonderful Life.
Which blonde girl?
The one that is...
His girlfriend?
No, not his girlfriend, wife.
His mousy girlfriend?
The one that's always... the one that's in love with him. That's
okay.
Gloria Graham.
What could have been?
Okay. And he starts hitting on her and she's like, never mind.
Well, she's a pervert. And her husband is worse.
Her husband's son. What's the difference?
Okay, so for Rebel Without a Cause, they'd hold weekly rehearsals for the movie here, and James Dean would pop in at 2 a.m. to rehearse scenes he couldn't figure out.
And Tab Hunter was busy.
Tab Hunter was really busy. I've got a role for you to rehearse. But this was also the time that Nicholas Ray, who was in his mid-40s, slept with both Natalie Wood, who was 16, and Sal Mineo, who was at most 17.
Wow.
Yeah, this happened
pretty
there.
bad.
He also Nicholas Ray had affairs with Joan Crawford, Zsa Zsa Gabor, and Marilyn Monroe in the hotel. Dennis Hopper also had a sexual relationship with Natalie Wood at the same time, as well as he had a 50-person orgy in his room.
I don't like anything I hear about Dennis Hopper ever. I mean, the shame should be on Nicholas Ray, first of all, but also Dennis Hopper's gross.
Hopper did the same thing.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Pretty gross. Speaking of statutory rape, Roman Polanski and Sharon Tate were living here when Tate got pregnant, and they decided they wanted to live in a bigger place to raise the baby, a place on Cielo Drive. So this was where they lived before they moved. Let's just say moved.
Permanent. Some of them permanently.
Moved on.
Yeah.
Richard Harris, aka the original Dumbledore, was banned for life from the hotel for knocking on everyone's doors in the middle of the night, yelling that a nuclear bomb hit Los Angeles.
He's just studying his lines.
Yeah. He's getting ready for Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Don't you remember that scene in Harry Potter? History's famous carpenter did some carpentry work on the place, Harrison Ford. Jim Morrison fell off the 4th floor onto his back, but somehow didn't die.
Damn.
He said that during his time in the Chateau Marmont, he had used up 8 of his 9 lives. And this place inspired a lot of really great quotes. Like there's something about this place that just is very poetic to people. Graham Nash lived there when he broke up with Joni Mitchell and said, "I fell under its spell of welcoming silence. If you timed it right, you could actually not see anybody."
Wow. That's
which is pretty
great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Billy Wilder said, "I would rather sleep in a bathroom than in another hotel," which he did. There's some story there were no rooms. So he lived in he stayed in the supply closet in the women's bathroom or something. And the hotel really tried not to get involved unless something publicly dangerous was happening. For better and worse, as long as you paid your bill, you could basically do whatever you wanted in here. They embraced the debauchery, but they would do what they could and what was within their knowledge of what was going on to make sure that you didn't go too far.
Okay.
In the 50s, they even had a service where if you were out drinking somewhere, they'd send 2 people to get you, one to drive you home, one to drive your car home back to the hotel.
That's really nice.
Brett Auer sold the place in 1963, and this ushered in the era that extended into the 70s of the place entering its shabby rundown phase, but that didn't hurt its reputation. That fit the whole aesthetic of the 60s turning to the 70s, so it actually kept up perfectly by not keeping up and continued to draw in the hottest celebs of the time because of that. Prices dropped to as low as $14 a night sometimes. And this was kind of the era of legend that the Sunset Strip crowd looked back fondly on, seemingly because of how gross it was.
It's funny because I don't think of I think of the Hollywood Roosevelt as the old Hollywood glamour place, but the Chateau Marmont is I associate it with The Long Goodbye like Robert Altman's movie.
Yeah, it's very noir-y.
Yeah.
It's very celebrity heavy, but it's more like the naughty place.
Yeah.
Like when I think of I think of the Beverly Hills Hotel, of like Cary Grant's walking in, and then it's like Cary Grant walked in here. He brought four different women with him. And
I don't think Cary Grant's bringing women in.
I misspoke. Pink Floyd in this era would skinny dip in the pool. Alice Cooper was playing naked football.
These guys got to... Why?
Because they just wanted to let people know like they could be naked. Okay. I don't know. Like that, they just like naked was cool.
Yeah.
This was rumored to be the place where John Bonham rode a motorcycle through the halls that he got on his 25th birthday.
I know that story. I didn't know it was there though.
It seems in reality though, that might have happened at the Hyatt down Sunset a little bit further.
Okay.
So people would use the hotel safe to store their cocaine in the 70s. There was some Lurch looking guy named Daniel that would work the front desk answering the phone like Lurch. That like a lot of people remember. He was like Chateau Marmont.
Little hand running around everywhere.
A lot of people did bring up that there, obviously that's the Munsters. There's a dragon under the stairs.
Yeah.
A pre-SNL Lorne Michaels lived there while trying to find work in LA. In 1975, they had a $1 million renovation to try to bring them back to their glory days, which included buying even more of the surrounding neighborhood and adding even more private bungalows. But they couldn't shake that feeling of being run down. It was said that people came to the chateau to fall apart. Eve Babbitt wrote, "Who knows when you go into the chateau in what condition you'll leave, never mind what day."
Wow.
And nothing illustrates this era of the hotel more than what happened on March 5th, 1982. As we alluded to many times, John Belushi was in town working on movies by day, partying anywhere he could by night.
Yeah.
And where does a guy like that who wants to do bad things in private stay when he's in LA? The Chateau Marmont. In the early hours of that day, Belushi was alone in his room with a woman named Kathy Smith, who injected him with a little too much heroin and cocaine, and Belushi died of an overdose. It was huge news. It was a huge scandal. Smith ended up going to prison for 3 years for this. But for the hotel itself, it really cast a dark pall over the place. It's
ugly.
It's ugly. It was really ugly. It solidified its reputation with the general public as the place where celebrities went to do bad things, and no longer in like a fun, mysterious way. Like people were like, it was just kind of sad and depressing now. And the hotel wasn't really thrilled with that either.
No.
Believe it or not, Bob Woodward wrote a book about Belushi in 1984 and described the Chateau Marmont as seedy, and the hotel sued him to remove that descriptive word from the book. And it had
We're shady at best.
We're shabby, not seedy.
Yeah, I'll have you know.
And it had an effect on the hotel. Occupancy did go down for a while, but then time passed and it became embraced by the bad boys of Hollywood. People like Robert Downey Jr. and John Cusack specifically would request to stay in the Belushi bungalow.
Jeez.
And it continued to get sadder and more run down as the 80s went on. And then this shift happened to become what it is today.
Yeah.
In 1990, it was sold to a club owner named Andre Balaz for $12 million, which, keep in mind, is how much a one-bedroom in Van Nuys costs per month right now. Like $12 million to buy the Chateau Marmont.
Yeah.
And his goal was to revamp the place while still retaining its historic character and vibe, but less sad.
Yeah.
And to veer it away from the bad boys and evildoers that it had been going towards and back towards the glitzy mainstream of Hollywood celebrity. He hired movie set designers to handle the renovations. He added a gym, full room service. He opened the place's first bar Marmont.
Yeah.
In 1995, which kicked off opening night with Leonardo DiCaprio's 21st birthday party.
Oh my God.
He opened their first restaurant even later than that in 2003, complete with outdoor seating. So they didn't have a restaurant until 2003.
Strange.
He had the place host poetry readings and book launches, which were attended by the hip young Hollywood crowd. And it worked. It was one of the glamorous hotels of LA again, but with a touch of debauchery.
Yeah.
Especially so in the 2000s when several big tabloid moments happened here. Britney Spears was banned for 2 years for smearing food all over her face in the restaurant.
Jesus Christ.
Lindsay Lohan was banned for not paying her bill. Johnny Depp and Kate Moss claimed to have stooped in all 63 rooms.
Wow.
Yeah. So think about that next time you check in. Oh, Johnny.
Oh, yeah. And anytime I want to drool on a pillow.
Oh, I always think about that when I check into a hotel room. Johnny Depp's probably been in here. Supposedly, Scarlett Johansson and Benicio del Toro either kissed or body kissed in an elevator there.
Cool. That's a much hotter version of the Kate Moss, Johnny Depp
Our generation's Johnny Depp and Kate Moss. Photographer Helmut Newton got in a car crash that ended up killing him in their garage. Salma Hayek flipped out when she couldn't get a table at the restaurant. Been there, sister. Jay-Z and Beyonce started hosting their annual Oscars freak-off. Been there, sister. But don't go praising Balazs too much. In 2017, he was accused of almost 36 former employees of sexual harassment and racial discrimination.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then the COVID hit. And as the story went for many hotels, most of the staff was laid off.
Yeah.
Then Balazs was threatening to turn the place from a hotel to a private members-only club, which people revolted against. So he backed down to keep it a hotel, but with an exclusive club within the hotel. Apparently, we were not invited to that.
Yeah, I'm waiting for maybe.
I mean, next year we will be at the Beyonce and Jay-Z Oscar after party freak off, but I just want to get into that exclusive club.
Just let me go.
Yeah, I left some cocaine in the vault in 1970.
Yeah.
And that's where the place stands today. Bar Marmont has closed, and so did a Japanese restaurant they opened inside one of the bungalows in 2018. But the place still stands, 7 stories tall, 63 rooms, plus 9 cottages and 4 poolside bungalows with a haunted mansion vibe hanging over everything.
Yeah.
The staff have to sign NDAs, and there's supposedly rules against using social media in the public areas, but there's definitely no rules about waiting until a paying guest walks out of the pool area and you slip in before Jay-Z notices, because that's what we did.
And I'm going to fall in the pool, and they're not going to save me because I didn't give them any money to.
I'm going to sue them because I drowned in the pool. So yeah, that's the Chateau Marmont, and a very interesting place. Yeah, kind of gross, but that's part of the lore of it. Unfortunate that some very illegal, bad illegal things
super
happen.
bad. Yeah.
But yeah,
still cool.
It's an interesting, it's still cool.
Still cool.
It's an interesting place.
Yeah. It's one of those, it has mystique to it.
It maybe is the most mystique riddled hotel in Los Angeles.
I agree. Yeah. Very secluded.
But that's some hotels. I really liked researching this. I like hotels, and it felt very cozy to be just in one place, researching about one place. And in this room, this happened. This room, this happened.
Yeah, I like to sit with more stories from mine if I could find any. They were really too late.
There won't be a director's cut of this.
No, come on. Let's do release the
Gonzoverse.
Yeah.
Enter the Gonzoverse. Yeah, there's so many other, the Beverly Hills hotels, the Biltmore.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many other big hotels. And then there's the other smaller hotels I was also really interested in, like the Georgian in Santa Monica. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there could be endless episodes about.
We could just become a hotel podcast.
We could just work in a hotel and we make more money.
We could be like Fozzie and Kermit. I think they run a hotel at some point. I don't know.
Yeah,
it might be the
Muppets by the Chateau Marmont. The Muppets.
I watched that.
The Muppets queuing on the Chateau Marmont. So before we get to our listener question, before we get into that, we have a pre-listener question plug. So this time, I'll just say it. Why don't you support the show on Patreon? Patreon.com/LAmeekly. For as little as $5 a month, we'll send you a handwritten postcard from a different place in Los Angeles each month. No matter international, anywhere in the world. And for less than that, for $1 a month, you could just support the show. But at any level for joining, you will get an official LA Meekly sticker that you can do whatever you want. You can mail it back to us if you want. Return to sender.
Yeah.
You can do whatever your favorite Elvis song is to it. You could rock around the clock with it.
You can be cruel.
I can't believe I just picked the one song that isn't an Elvis song.
Here's the thing.
You can be my baby about it. So now it's time for our listener question. Mm-hmm. This is from Chris Myers. Say hello.
Hi,
Greg,
Chris
say
Myers.
Hello, Chris Myers.
Hi, Chris.
Say hello to Chris Myers. Greg, kiss his feet, okay?
Come here. Bring those big old feet to me.
So
I don't know if you're big.
So your feet are, though.
Your feet, yeah.
I know
you're a hobbit.
So he asks, imagine you get a job offer. Is a whole scenario. Imagine you get a job offer. He's something of a storyteller, Chris Myers, with his feet.
Yeah.
Imagine you get a job offer, but you both have to move to Boston/Austin, etc. After 20 years, you've made enough money to retire in sunny California, Southern California. What do you miss when you come back because everything has changed? And I don't mean like a specific taco joint. I mean like taco joints entirely. What part of today's culture that would go away would you really miss, i.e. gooey architecture, drive-ins, Art Deco buildings? I wonder sometime if we have anything that we'd want to save. And okay, so I'll give mine first.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, this was sent a while ago before all the ICE stuff started happening. Mm-hmm. But with that, and with the ICE stuff in mind, the idea of like immigrant-owned businesses going away is frightening. But I'm confident that they will never take that away from Los Angeles.
Not from every nook and cranny.
No.
But I'm scared of. I mean, I lost so many mom and pop shops in Echo Park, but the Valley has so many little ones.
Yeah. I mean, that mom and pop places, I have one big one and like a couple smaller ones, but like mom and pop places in general are kind of going away as things all just become Chipotle. Like that is going away more and more. But something that came to mind immediately for me was free parking. Because there's so many parts of town that I used to drive to and just like park and wander around. But now like I'll go to those places that I haven't been in like a year or two, and they're like metered or permitted parking. So you have to pay to park in a lot, or God forbid, valet parking. And the idea of losing that freedom as more and more places are kind of basically enforcing like an entry fee to visit, that makes me really sad, especially in the Valley, which is one of the few havens left in town where you can usually find parking. Like the idea of just like that freedom of like literally freedom, like to go to a neighborhood and you can just park somewhere. You don't have to spend money. You can just wander around. But now, like if you can only pay, you have to pay to park because it's all permit only parking. Like that is pretty exclusionary. And I feel like a lot of places are creeping towards that, which is really bad.
Yeah, I agree. Everything is becoming monetized in a way it's only like kind of been
which
before.
Again, join our Patreon.
We'll send you whatever.
We'll send you a parking permit for any part of town.
We'll send you socks or whatever. I don't know if I'm answering this question right, but I know that I briefly moved when I lived in Chico, and when I was going back and forth before I moved, I was getting really into old Hollywood, and that's when I got into Raymond Chandler and Dashiell Hammett for the first time in like 20s 30s Los Angeles, and I got really into LA history at that point, which is when we decided we wanted to do LA Meekly. And now I'm living in a desert community, and the same thing is happening again, where I'm like, I miss stepping into history. Like wandering around Hollywood Boulevard. Like I'm gonna walk past 6th and Main to the place that used to be Kohl's, and now it'll be something else. I know he's like,
it'll be Senor Taco.
It'll be Senor Taco. Walking past the Pig and Whistle, and now it's something. And I know he's saying like not just like a specific place.
No,
but
he is talking. I think that does fit of like the history, the on the street history is kind of going away.
And you're going to be walking past a thing that was kept for 100 years and now recently got sold. But like the time machine
connection,
aspect,
we're being severed from our history.
Yeah, exactly. The time machine aspect of Los Angeles is being cut off. And that's what I miss whenever I'm not in LA for too long, is I start missing like that. I have like daydreams about walking around the High Tower, or daydreams about walking,
again, a place we could not find parking in.
Or the little area in Beechwood Canyon that we walked by.
Yeah. Like again was hard to park in.
Yeah. But I have like daydreams about just like walking around those areas, but will they mean the same thing if that cute little market is now an Erewhon?
Yeah.
And it's that whole area is packed. There's something about stepping in that the time machine aspect is changing. And with that, I like the light of my love for Los Angeles is dimming.
That's depressing.
Yeah.
That's really depressing. But it is, I don't know. Is it us? Is it us or is it the city?
I think the light of everything is dimming, because I'm becoming much more depressed now than I've ever been.
Why?
How come?
What's happening?
What possibly in the world is happening right now?
Yeah, it is. I mean, cities change, of course, and Los Angeles seems to change more so than other cities.
That's the weird thing, is like we talk about other countries. You've been to Europe, you've been to other states that just don't change much. I went to Milwaukee, and it's like
sometimes for the worst, though.
Sometimes for the worst, but I like walking around. I mean, like they turned the old Pabst Blue Ribbon Factory into apartments, and like and I'm walking around history, but it's now being utilized. But they had enough respect for what was there.
There's respectful ways to do it that LA historically has not been good at,
and it's crazy that we, like you're saying, we change so much, and we're constantly flipping things over and rebranding everything and putting, we're not scraping paint up. We're just putting paint on top of paint on top of paint.
Where LA is, it's like the like display board in a train station.
Exactly.
Like it's the flipping things, and all of a sudden, where's the train to Chicago? Now it's going to St. Louis.
Yeah.
There it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. But you're right. We do change a lot. I hear this happening to New York constantly. I don't know. I've never been there, so I don't know, but.
And please forget about it.
And I'm begging you to forget about it. You signed the NDA, which is the official forget about it form.
And to get about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm scared of losing. If I move away permanently and I come back,
will you recognize it?
Will I recognize it? Will walking around, what's the museum that's across from the Hollywood Bowl?
The barn, the Hollywood barn,
the Hollywood barn,
Heritage Museum.
If they knock that down and put Erewhon. If they put Sprouts there, will that parking lot mean the same thing to me?
Yeah. I don't know. This is a sad, I'm sorry I picked this question. This is a depressing end to a pretty fun episode.
Yeah, thanks, Chris Myers.
Yeah, way to go, Chris Myers, with their big hobbit feet. So that is our hotel episode. We're something of hoteliers now.
Yeah.
If you could put us in terms of hotels in Los Angeles, what would we be?
I would be like, not the Cecil Hotel, not that bad.
Yeah.
I would be like the Alexandria.
Yeah, you're the Alexandria Hotel. Yeah. Like there's something dark and scary, but like we can't put our finger on it.
Yeah, we can't put our finger. We can put our finger in it though. Yeah, I'm the side of the Alexandria Hotel was cut off by that one guy who owned like the side of the building.
The part that's been frozen in time.
Frozen in time.
Sealed off by brick. The hotel annex that time forgot. That's you. And I'm the high school that's on the Ambassador Hotel. Look, August is here. I bet it's going to be hot. So everybody just remember to put ice in your pants whenever you feel like it.
Just throw some frozen cubes in your pocket and take a long walk and say, I peed my pants.
Yeah. Hey, guess what, everybody? I peed my pants and it's cold and I like it. Okay?
Do something about it.
Yeah. And if peeing your pants is cool, then you can call me Miles Davis. Part 2 coming soon. So we'll see you in September, which will be even hotter.
Yeah.
And that's been another episode.
Not being able to afford any of these hotels since 2013.
Unless it's Maisel Day.
Which is Maisel Day.
But now what's the hot news show? It's going to be Poop Cruise Day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be Poop Cruise Day. It's going to be like Love Island. We
talked a lot about Love Island. Do you want to just watch Love Island already?
Listen,
let's just
mic.
Let's go to the Sportsman's Lodge, break in, plug in a TV that's probably been left behind.
A tube TV.
Yeah. Turn it to the old RKO channel and we'll just watch Love Island.
And who's going to judge us?
Who will judge us?
Your wife? My nobody?
That shadow in the corner?